To Austin at the foul line. And a good drive there. He has 3 points.
That was a strong take for Austin Shelton there, just initiating that contact and finishing through it.
So an 8-7 game. Here's Bogue inside. Gets it back down at the 2-point line. Back out to Street. Thought about the 2. And nice little give and go there. Beautifully done. Neufeld to Street. One of the older plays in basketball, Jamie, but it works every bit as good as it did 100 years ago.
One of my favorites. You just got to give them a look. Let them know, hey, you got that backdoor opportunity. Your defender's facing me with their back. So, you know, those are perfect opportunities there.
Long 2 for Aubrey Shelton, and Austin will run it down. He'll take the ball right to the rim. Can't get the reverse to fall. Ben Johnson saves him going out of bounds, but it'll be Wrecking Ball's possession here. Neufeld brings it into Street. He'll take the 2 and hit it. Couple of 2s here for Wrecking Ball as they open up a 4-point lead.
Hits the 2, holds up the 3.
Here's Caleb Shelton Johnson. Got a double screen there. Feeds it back to Austin. He'll launch the 2. And Bogue cleans the glass. Street. Bogue off the drive. Tough fadeaway, but he scores it.
That is so hard to guard. With someone who can elevate that high over the defender, that's a pretty tough shot.
It's now a 5-point Wrecking Ball lead. This game was 6-6 not long ago. Aubrey Shelton, that's partially blocked by Bogue and grabbed by Neufeld. Good defense by Wrecking Ball. Bogue with it. Starts to back in on Aubrey Shelton, and Aubrey is going to be called with a foul, and that'll be a one-shot foul coming here for Bogue. This Wrecking Ball team out of Canada. 4 different universities as Bogue made the free throw. He played at Victoria, University of Victoria. 13-7 now for Wrecking Ball. Nice pass there. Ben Shelton can't finish, but he was fouled and will go to the line here to shoot 1.
That was a great slip for Ben Shelton there. You could tell he was a little frustrated with not getting that finish, but, you know, he got bailed out a little bit.
So he gets a free throw here. Ben, a football player at UPS. In his college days, and he got the free throw to fall. His first point.
You can feel that wind coming towards us.
Yeah, the wind.
Wonder if he made an adjustment there on that touch.
Wind is blowing across the court. Here's Bogue down low. Another tough fadeaway, and he scores it again. Again, really hard to guard, as you mentioned earlier, Jamie, and that's an almost impossible shot to try to block.
Great separation, but again, that release point is, you know, ultimately what's getting him those good touches.
Aubrey Shelton got it. The first 2-pointer for Mama's boys, and the first basket for Aubrey in this one. Cuts it to a 4-point game at 14-10. Neither team has used their timeout yet. Fouls are not a major concern for either squad at this point. Izzy Hellman to Bogue. Gets back in the lane again with that fall away. He could patent that. And it's a 15-10 ball game. And we have our first timeout here in this contest. Mamba boys take the timeout here now, trailing by 5, and it's getting into danger zone for them now at 15 for Wrecking Ball. they've got to really start getting some two-pointers to fall and really tighten up their defense.
Most definitely. When it comes down to the wire like this, you got to make sure you're playing solid defense, limiting to one shot. And on the offensive end, it's just taking the best shots and not rushing and not letting the defense speed you up at all. But both teams are doing well just involving each other. But you can see in those last few possessions that Ethan Bogue is kind of keeping them together right now. So that lead is looking good for them.
All right, every hour during our Hoopfest coverage, you have a chance to win. This hour, it's a $150 gift card presented by McDonald's. 6 all-new McCafe drinks are here, from refreshers to crafted sodas made with your favorite sodas and topped with smooth, velvety cold foam, like a Sprite Berry Blast made with Sprite and blue raspberry syrup. All you need to do is scan the QC code on the screen for your chance to win. All right, the Mama's Boys, the UPS brothers. Here's Aubrey Shelton, another 2-try. And with the win, that's, again, a tough situation, and the ball out of bounds, and it'll be Wrecking Ball's ball. Jacob Neufeld. We mentioned all these guys from different colleges in Canada. Izzy Hellman, he played at the University of Alberta. Tough fadeaway there. Good defense by Aubrey Shelton, but now a 2-point try, and Hellman knocks it in, his second of the game. 6 points for Hellman, and the biggest lead now for Wrecking Ball of 7 points.
The momentum you can just build off of an offensive rebound. Those shots are most of the time going to go in, and that was a great outlet for the Wrecking Ball.
2-pointer missed by Austin Shelton. Here's Street trying to muscle his way to the rim, and an offensive foul will be called.
A little bit of a shoulder contact there, but heart attack, that's what tends to happen, is that defense can really draw some of that contact from the offense coming downhill.
Austin Shelton. To Aubrey. He'll take another tough 2. Good defense there by Hellman. And here's Wrecking Ball up by 7. They can't win it with this possession, but they can, if they get a basket, there'd be one hoop away from winning it. And this one went out of bounds, I think. Let's see if they give it to Wrecking Ball, or it will be Wrecking Ball's possession here. This is Bogue. Street for 2. Street had made 1, 2, 3 twos made by Wrecking Ball in this game. Mama's Boys need a basket. Ben Johnson. And it's out of bounds. It'll be Wrecking Ball's possession here.
I think that wind caught that shot there right at the end when it was about to hit that rim.
It's breezy right now. Going to make shooting from the perimeter tough, but coming up next is the slam dunk contest, so that's not going to affect that. There's Street with a shot that won't fall, and Ben Johnson grabs the rebound. Caleb Shelton Johnson backing his way in. And the rebound won by Street. Wrecking Ball still at 17. Hellman with a couple of twos, 6 points so far. He shoots a tough fadeaway. Good defense by Ben Shelton. And Mama's Boys have it. Here's a 2-point try. No good by Austin Shelton. Rebound deflected into the hands of Hellman. Two-pointer. And very quick offense there. Leans into a shot is Austin Shelton, and that's short and out of bounds, and Wrecking Ball will get the ball. Bogue. And he'll go to the free throw line for one shot here.
A little quiet there for the last few minutes for Bogue, but you can tell that with these last few possessions coming up, it's try to get the best bucket we can.
Free throw no good. Still a 17-10 ball game here. Caleb Shelton Johnson hands it back to Ben Shelton. And was that partially blocked? I believe it was. And the ball will stay with Mama's Boys. Austin missed the two, but Caleb gets the rebound, steps out to the three-point line, gives it to Ben, now to Austin. It's a little step back two. They just have not had much luck from the two-point line here in this game.
Just great ball movement by Mama's Boys there, just, forcing the defense to have to recover, but just couldn't get that shot to fall.
Bogue. Out it comes now to Neufeld. Out to Bogue. He'll take the two and hit it. And now the next basket will win it for Wrecking Ball. Their fourth two of the game. The first one for Bogue. He's up to 7 points.
Bogue's game is just extremely poised. He takes his time. He's very patient in what he does from the outside in.
Austin for two. And the rebound grabbed out of there by Neufeld. So now next basket wins it here for Wrecking Ball. And a foul there. It's out of bounds here for Wrecking Ball. That was just the third foul on Mama's Boys here, so. They can be physical and give up some fouls here. They can't give one up on a shot, though. Here's Neufeld. Tough fadeaway. Got it. And that's the game for Wrecking Ball. A very balanced scoring attack for Wrecking Ball. Everybody had at least 3 points in this one. They had the better shooting day with 4 made twos, Jamie, and Wrecking Ball advances.
Like you said, I think they did a really good job just getting everyone involved, just all 4 players. And I think a good standout was Ethan Bogue. Like I said, his game is just extremely poised. He stays patient, and you can tell that his teammates give him a lot of that confidence and support. And yeah, Wrecking Ball looked really good, and excited to see in their advance how they do in the next game.
Yep, the runners-up last year, so we'll see how they do indeed. Ethan Bogue with 7, Izzy Hellman 6, Lucas Street 4, Jacob Neufeld scored 3 points. Wrecking Ball advances. Mama's Boys will need to win some games to get back here to center court. The dunk contest is coming up, and we'll have more coverage here from Riverfront Park inside the pavilion on SWX.
Every hour during our Hoopfest coverage, you have a chance to win. This hour is a $50 gift card presented by Simply Northwest, your go-to place for thoughtfully curated gifts and custom gift baskets in Spokane Valley. Simply Northwest is where gift giving is easy and meaningful. Scan the QC code on your screen for your chance to win. We are back here under the pavilion where we are ready for the Slam Dunk Contest Finals. And for that, we send it down to the voice of the dunk contest, Dennis Patchen.
All right. Are you guys ready? Yeah. Just don't forget, you are on SWX too. So this is being televised on SWX. All right. We are ready with the rules. We do know those. We have introduced Larry Wendell to you. We want to introduce our judges to you. We will have 4 judges judging this contest. 2 of them are members of Multicare, and we appreciate them being here, and we appreciate the Multicare sponsorship. The first one is Dr. Adam Noyes, Multicare Pulse Heart Institute. Dr. Noyes, thanks for being here. Our other is the Hoopfest Medical Director and Multicare Sports Medicine Doctor, Dr. Nick Strasser. Thank you, Dr. Strasser. Do either of you two dunk? No, okay. Hugh Langenhorst from the Hoopfest Board of Directors is also one of our officials. He will actually be not only one of our judges, but he will be calculating and tabulating and adding up the score. And our 4th and final judge is the guy who's in charge of this whole thing, the Hoopfest Executive Director, Mr. Riley Stockton. Judges, are you ready? Fans, are you ready? All right, here we go. Our first dunker today is Keegan Savage. Keegan is from Spokane, from Gonzaga Prep High School. Last year he made this round. Let's see if we can help him, get him a little further into this competition and maybe even win it. Keegan, you get 1 warm-up dunk and then 2 that count. He has 2 official dunks. Now, if you're just going to sit on your hands out here and not say anything, then we're going to clear this area. Come on, let's help these people. The louder your cheer, the higher they jump. Not bad. He's got 1 more. You could probably help him get even a little higher here. Keegan Savage, thank you, sir. First of 8 dunkers. Another Spokane dunker from North Central High School, Jakari Irvin. Jakari Irvin. 1 warm-up dunk, 2 to go. Playing basketball at Bethune-Cookman in Florida. Here we go. Warm-up dunk. That is the first dunk we've ever had at Hoopfest that involved 4 people. This is the first of 2 that count. First of 2. So close, so close. All right, here we go. He needs this one to stay alive. Second and final dunk for Jakari Irvin. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on. Hang on. Are you, is he going to jump over you?
Yeah.
Do you have insurance?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, go ahead. Wait, hold on. Is it good insurance?
Oh, great.
Okay, go ahead. Last dunk, last try. He's got to get this down to get to stay alive. Here we go. Hold on. I'm serious this time. Okay, so sorry. So I've just been informed by the Hoop Fest we cannot jump over people here. He doesn't need to jump over anybody. Ja'Cory Irvin, how about that? Thank you, Ja'Cory. Basketball back to our official. I just want to say, you guys are really good at booing. You should have booed Larry like that. That's really good. Ben Ellert is our next competitor. Ben, another Spokane native. Meade High School, right, Ben? Mount Spokane High School, I apologize. Okay, this one doesn't count. He did that warm-up dunk yesterday. You have no idea how hard that was. Here we go, first to two. He's got one more. Let's see if he's got a little bit something else up his sleeve, huh? Ben Ellert, here we go. Thank you, Ben. Tyler Blakely. Tyler Blakely is up. Tyler's been second twice, third once. This one is just a warm-up, Tyler. Another Spokane dunker here. Now he's got two. I don't want to hear you guys be quiet here. We only got like 15 minutes of this left. Let's get some noise out of you. Here we go. Number one. Not bad at all. Watch out for flying drones. Here we go. Second and final attempt here. Trying to win the Hoop Fest Slam Dunk competition. Has one more. He gets one more. Larry said that was not an official attempt. Last chance here. Here we go. Let's hear it for Tyler, huh? Thank you for being here, Tyler. Our next competitor has won the Slam Dunk competition 3 times. Tyler Cronk. Tyler's from the west side of the state. First one doesn't count. First one is a warm-up. That didn't count. It's a shame, but it didn't count. Here we go, the first of 2. Tyler Cronk, first one. Did you just go between your legs with that dunk?
Yeah.
Okay, good. No. You do whatever you want to, but go ahead. Every one of these little kids has wanted everybody to go through their legs, and you're the first one to do it.
He's been asking me the whole time yesterday, right there.
I know, he asked everybody yesterday to do that. All right, Tyler's got one more. Tyler Kronk, ladies and gentlemen. Bryce Elder is our next competitor. He is from Boise, Idaho. He brought his twin brother here yesterday, and his brother wasn't good enough, but he is. Is he here?
He is.
Oh, sorry. First one is a warm-up, Bryce. All right, he has two dunks.
Calm down, Larry. Calm down.
He's got 2 dunks. Let's help him. Come on, let's help him. Not bad indeed. Bryce Elder with one more dunk. One more. Help him out, help him out, help him out, help him out, help him out. Bryce Elder.
Get him, Larry. Get him.
We forgot to tell him don't hang on the rim. Larry will throw you out. All right, down to our last 2 competitors. Alex Cosell. Alex is from Bozeman, Montana. And we told you yesterday he tore his Achilles back in 2023. From what we saw yesterday, it's fixed. Just a warm-up here. This one doesn't count. It's all right. Doesn't count. Going to get an assistant from the crowd. Again, remember our newly established rules, no jumping over anybody. Who knew? Yeah, he wants some help. How about it? First of 2 for Alex Cosell. One left here. One left. Got to get one down here. Let's help him out here. Come on. He's asking for help. Thank you, Alex. We appreciate it. Thank you. Our final competitor here is Xavier Rushing. Xavier Rushing is our final competitor. Another Mount Spokane, or I should say a Spokane high school athlete. LC is where he went to high school. Lewis and Clark, hence the orange sneakers. Practice. Practice. We're just talking about practice. All right, we've got 2. Now, I will tell you, if we don't have a dunk off, these are the final 2 dunks. So how about let's hear it? Let's get a little excited here. First of 2 for Xavier Rushing. He still has a second 2. Larry has ruled he has 2. Still 2 dunks for Xavier. Here we go. First of two. That one did not count as an official attempt. Down to a final attempt. Xavier rushing here. He's got to get one down to get votes. He needs a dunk. Let's help Xavier rush his last dunk attempt here. Here we go. Let's hear it for Xavier rushing. Don't go away. We're going to add up the scores, and we'll see if we have a champion or if we have to go to a dunk-off. I will tell you, this, hang on a sec. This group we've had here yesterday and today has been the best field of dunkers we've had. Let's hear it for everybody who was here today for their abilities to be able to get off the ground.
As we're waiting to get votes, I got basketball for you, but I gotta hear you. If you want a basketball, over here. Over here. How about over here? Here. Over here. Here. I got one more for you, but you gotta get loud. All right, one more over here. Over here. Here.
All right. Got some bad news for you. We got a dunk-off here. We have a dunk-off between two dunkers, Ben Ellert and Tyler Kronk. Those two will decide who wins the slam dunk competition. We go in order on the sheet. Ben Ellert will go first. One dunk, no warm-ups. One dunk. You get one dunk. Ben Ellert here trying to win the slam dunk title. He still has one. That does not count as an official attempt. Ben Ellert, let's help him out here. He's trying to win a title. Tyler Kronk. Just to let you know, if we are tied after the dunk-off and we have to do it again, Tyler would go first, then Ben. It alternates if we have to do that. All right, one dunk for a three-time champion, Tyler Croft. I got more bad news for you. We're going to do it again. Tyler Kronk will be up first this time. Tyler's up first this time. Again, if we have a third dunk off, we'll switch the order. Tyler, one dunk. One dunk, here we go. Let's hear it for Tyler Kronk putting on a show here today, huh? leave anything in the bag. All right, Ben. One dunk for a championship. Still got to dunk. Still got to try. We all right over here? Here we go. Ben Eller. Ben, dunk off again, third time around. Ben, you're up first. You know what? Hats off to these two competitors. They both could have went up and just dunked it simply. Hats off to these two guys. Here we go, Ben. One chance. Tyler Cronk with a chance to win. Does anybody want to win this? Tyler, use it. Okay, so here's the deal. We're going to do it one more time, and if you both miss, then nobody wins. No, I'm just kidding. They're going to pick a winner if you both miss, okay? Tyler's up first. These are the last two dunks, and they'll make a call. Tyler Cronk here. He's tired. He needs your help. He said he's tired. Let's help him out. Ben, this is it. Last dunk, they'll make a judgment. Our judges have made a decision. They have taken in all the dunks that they have seen from these two competitors. Our champion is Tyler Cronk. Thank you to Ben. Thank you to all our competitors. Thanks for all of you. We'll see you next year for the Slam Dunk Competition. Don't forget, stick around. We got more games, including championship games right here at center court. Austin Getz.
Thank you, Dennis. Every hour during our Hoopfest coverage, you have a chance to win. This hour is a $50 gift card presented by Simply Northwest, your go-to place for thoughtfully curated gifts and custom gift baskets in Spokane Valley. Simply Northwest is where gift giving is easy and meaningful. Scan the QC code you see on your screen right now for a chance to win. Dunk contest in the books. All there's left to do is crown some champions here at center court. We'll do that when we return. We're under the pavilion. Hoopfest 2026 coming to a fun conclusion.
This is an SWX Sports presentation. Live from Center Court in Riverfront Park, Hoopfest on SWX Nonstop Local Sports. Broadcast coverage presented by Jewelry Design Center starts right now.
This Hoopfest game on SWX is presented by Spokane Foot Clinic. This Hoopfest action starts from the ground up. Spokane Foot Clinic provides care from routine treatments to complex surgical procedures, fully equipped to handle all your foot and ankle needs. Keeping you Hoopfest ready with expert care when you need it the most. Spokane Foot Clinic. Well, that was a interesting final to the dunk contest. Larry Weir, Jamie Loetta here at Hoopfest. I don't know, Jamie, I've ever seen a final of a dunk contest that was decided because nobody could make a dunk.
Oh, my goodness. It kept everybody on their toes. The crowd was pretty disappointed when we didn't see those last, shots go in, but it was a fun time, good atmosphere, great competition.
Yeah, great competition throughout. We had some really good dunks up till the very end there. So we have got coming up 6 foot and over semifinals. So these will be the games that will decide who will play for the championship later on tonight. But we don't know who those teams are yet. So they haven't finished up all the bracket competition yet. So we will be getting to teams here very shortly. And so we're not sure exactly what's going on at this point in time, but stand by. Down on the floor right now, we have got Juice, and he's going to tell us what's going on and give us a little entertainment here.
Stand right here. There you go. All right. Here's what you got to do. If you make it, anything in this box, you can pick one thing from the box if you make it. All right. What's your name, buddy? There's a 3 right there. What's your name? Nas? Nas. All right. Shoot, buddy. All right. Make sure you rebound for the next person. There you go. If you make it, get anything out that box. Boom. All right. There you go. Rebound first. Rebound. 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 There you go, buddy. All right. Go ahead and pick something, anything on there you want. Boom. Keep going. Keep going. What's your name, buddy? Billy. There it is. Make sure you rebound. There you go. What's your name? Novette. Sylvette. Shooting for 3. All right. Make sure you rebound. There you go. You got it? We already got a rebounder now. There you go. There you go, buddy. Anything out that box? One hand. What's your name, bud? Tegan. All right, there we go. Grab the rebound. There you go. Good job. Yeah, you should do so. Only, hey, you gotta get it in the line though. You can't take cuts. There you go. All right, you know what? I'm gonna give you another chance. Hey, shoot. You can shoot anywhere you want. Anywhere you want. Anywhere. Take advantage of it. There you go. All right. Anything out of that box you can have. Boom. Next person. Nice try, nice try. Next person. There we go. There we keep going. Nice. What's your name, bud? Everett. Let's go. Where you from? Spokane. Let represent. Oh, almost. What's your name? Michael. From Texas. All right, the next person up. Next person. What's your name? Sebastian. Nice try, buddy. Nice try. Yep. Rebound, rebound. Nice try, nice try. What's your name, bud? Spencer? Yep, get it. That's a wrap. Anything in there, buddy? I like your headband, man. There it is. Anything in that box? There we go. Shooting. Booyah. Anything out of that box? Get it, get it. Oh, there you go. Riley's going to shoot next. All right, nice try. Those are socks. Oh, you get a water bottle. Nice. Next person.
All right, thanks, Juice Kennedy, for his work there. And we are awaiting our teams for our 6 foot and over semifinals, which will be coming up. Some of those teams coming in from outside the area. So in the meantime, let's go down courtside right now. And we've got A.J. Howell down with our slam dunk champion.
That's right, guys, here with Tyler Conk. We know his name. We were just laughing about that. You hear his name, you think Hoopfest, you think the dunk competition. I have a quick question. Do you play in the tournament or just the dunk competition?
I try to find people every single year, but people, they have jobs. They're all old now. They have kids, and I'm just like, oh, okay. So I just go here, kind of just, walk around Hoopfest and just enjoy the vibe, watch other people play. But I came for the dunk contest 2 years in a row. So.
Hey, you know your strengths. Yeah. Why not, Tell us kind of your approach. Obviously, I'm sure you kind of try to outdo yourself every year, but how do you decide when is it too much? Shooting. When is it just right? How do you decide what you're going to do before every dunk?
Everyone asks me that, like, oh, what type of dunks are you going to do? To be honest, I don't know until I step right where the cameraman is. Like, I just step there and I'm just like, okay, maybe I can do this, maybe I can do that. But once I get up here, I kind of just throw something together, and then if it goes in, it goes in, get ooh and ahs, and then hopefully a high score.
I don't got very much stuff left. But
so obviously this year was a little bit different of a competition, and this is your 4th win, right?
Yes.
4th win, okay. Probably the most unique win that you've had, where it goes to this many dunk-offs and all of that. What do you think it was about your attempts that stood out and got you the win?
Nice shot, buddy.
I wanted them to go in, but, sometimes I lose the ball, or it's a bad throw, or, it happens. It's life. Everyone does it to themselves. But
keep shooting.
These attempts, I was just trying to go for, maybe I can finish a flashy dunk and then maybe finish it off. But, it's just got unlucky. Ben Ellert, he's my guy. He's been doing that for, years, and, just going against him in the finals is great,
Yeah, it's to the point where there's so many familiar faces. I'm curious. You guys are also very supportive. We hear you up here in the broadcast area that you're like, okay, wipe your feet, do this. Alexa, do this with your leg. Why is this such a group that likes to see each other succeed even though you're competing?
I mean, I feel like all dunkers want to see, their best dunk go in. I think that's kind of just the best thing. And also on this court, as you can see, there's a couple of, people, slipping and sliding and all that stuff. But, it is what it is. You got to wipe your feet sometimes because it's going to get slippery. If you re-wipe, you're going to get that traction. Maybe you can get it for a couple of steps. But, just looking out, we all want to see each other succeed. That's just the dunk community, to be honest.
Nice try.
And lastly, can we expect you back next year?
Yes, absolutely. With me playing on a 3-on-3 side, hopefully.
All right. He's looking for teammates, so let us know.
Hit me up.
Thank you so much, Tyler. Congrats.
Thank you so much.
Guys.
All right, Tyler Cronk, 4-time now dunk champion here at Hoopfest. As we continue to wait, we are waiting for all the teams who have won their 6 foot and over brackets to show up here to the courtside area here. So we're still awaiting our teams, and we have a little bit of time here between games while we're awaiting. I see some of the Hub Northwest guys starting to congregate. So my guess is the 7-time defending champs are getting ready to play one of these games coming up. I've seen both Mike Hart and Parker Kelly back in the sign-up area, or the area where teams report, but that's the only team that I have seen at this point in time with players here and reporting at this point in time. So I guess what we're saying here is some of these brackets may be winding up at courts that are a little bit of a transit time to get here to center court, and so that's caused a little bit of a delay here while we await the 6 foot and over teams who have won their brackets to come. We're down to the final 4 in 6 foot and over, and we will have those 2 games coming up for you here very shortly from here at center court at Hoopfest. And let's go back down to AJ again, where she's got a Hoopfest legend.
Yeah, from one Larry to another, right here with Larry Wendell. Okay, we were just discussing this, Larry. What is your official title?
Well, I'm actually center court coordinator.
Okay.
I kind of take care of everything and kind of guide the guys, the crews, and coordinate with Tom so we're on time and the way we go.
That's important. We also know you have a huge role in the dunk competition. Can you explain what that role kind of is?
Well, my role is actually the official that will actually makes the call of whether we're going to shoot another one or whether or not we're going to count it. So that's my role, and then it's all up to the rating committee to make the decision who's.
I feel like that's a tough job because sometimes you get some boos depending on if you give somebody an attempt or not. How do you make that decision?
Oh, I love them to boo. I mean that's great. I'm used to it. 36 years here.
Wearing stripes. Yeah.
36 years here in Hoopfest and 49 years in organized basketball, high school and college, and so I've been booed for a long time.
There you go. I guess you get used to it. What stood out to you about today's competition? It was obviously kind of a weird one.
Yeah, what they were trying to do was they were just trying to make sure that they outdid each other. And they were trying to be fancy, but they couldn't put the ball down because of that. So
it happens.
Yep.
It happens. Well, Larry, thank you so much for what you do here. Not just the dunk competition, all the coordination. Things wouldn't run without you, and we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Larry, back to you.
All right, thanks, AJ, and thanks to Larry for everything that he does here for Hoopfest. We understand now we do have our matchup for the next game. It will be the 7-time defending champs, Hub Northwest, playing a semifinal game against Big Juicy, a team they beat in 2023 for the Hoopfest Championship, but a team that's also split in half since that time. Half of that team's Wrecking Ball. The other half is still Big Juicy. Jamie Luetta is here, but Hub Northwest barely survived earlier this afternoon, so it's going to be interesting to see how they do in this game against a team that they are familiar with.
Totally, and I'm sure that, post-game earlier, they kind of adjusted a few things, and again, they know what to expect, so again, you just got to plan for the next. No matter what kind of happened in that last game, you got to move forward and have that next game mentality.
All right, so let's go back down to the floor. She's the hardest working person on the staff right now. Back down to AJ.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I'll take it. Here with Executive Director Riley Stockton. That's the hardest working guy right here. We're in a bit of a lull right now. We're getting things set up around here. Can you tell us what the schedule looks like right now, wrapping up dunk competition and all that, headed to the championship?
Yeah, we're getting ready for our 6-foot and over semifinals. So teams are getting here from the street courts, and we'll start up here in about 10 minutes with the first semifinal and then follow after that with that. And then we have the 6-foot and under championships after those. So we should have some exciting games for another 2 hours or so here at Hoopfest.
Obviously, there's a lot to coordinate always with this tournament, but as far as getting people from the street courts to here, giving them a little grace period to get here and all of that, how does that work?
We're just in constant communication with the courts down there and the teams. The hard part is those teams have been through a battle just to get through their own bracket. And so we do try to give them a little grace, but, we're people on schedules too. So we're hoping they get here a little quicker.
Alrighty, well, we're going to be hoping for that, and we're going to be ready here as these games kind of wrap up. Riley's got a lot of things to do, and so I'll send it back up to you guys.
Thanks, AJ. We are still seeing out on the floor kids shooting at this point in time, and some of the Hub Northwest guys are here starting to stretch out a little bit and get ready for action. You see Mark Axton, our sometime colleague here, the Hall of Famer at Eastern Washington. He is here. Parker Kelly has made his way here. I know Mike Hart is here. I'm sure Robert Littman is somewhere close, and following very closely will be the Big Juicy team with Matt Ellis, Scott Kellum, Trent Monkman, and Dominic Oliveri, who is playing in his 20th Hoopfest here this year. So I'm sure I'm sure he's won before, at least when he was younger, and probably hoping for an elite championship this year.
Oh, totally. I know a lot of these players that have done this for so many years once it's over, they're just looking forward to the next year. So these guys have ultimate experience, and I think that's an edge that they can have when they do play here at Hoopfest. That, all right, I got to make in-game adjustments, whether it's the climate, whether it's teams are going on runs, taking control of kind of where the tone of the game is at. So it's very fun watching that experience come out and just show that crowd just where they've been and how Hoopfest has evolved.
All right, so what we're concerned about now, obviously, is the weather. These guys, if you play outdoor basketball at all, you're used to playing in the wind and in the rain and so forth. It is breezy here today, but it is also looks like clouds are starting to thicken and lower a little bit. And, of course, that's not great news because rain could enter the forecast at some point tonight. The sport court is still down on the floor. We can tell you that the court is lined underneath the sport court on the concrete. So remember a couple of years ago they had blowtorches out here and they were trying to dry rain off the floor so they could tape the key out and tape the three-point line out and things like that after the fact. Well, that's all been done at this point in time. So if rain does come, they would stop this game or any game that is going on. They would tear up the sport court. They would take that apart and put it away and then resume the action on the concrete. But that's all lined and ready to go if that needs to happen here today. So that's one good part, but there would be obviously a delay to get the court put away. It comes in I don't know, it's not blocks, but in sections, I guess. So it'll come apart fairly easily, I think, and be stacked fairly easily as if that happens. But we hope that does not happen here today. We don't need rain at this point in time.
Oh,
it's held out all weekend.
Yes, exactly. And hopefully we can hold out for us here for a couple more hours. But I'm sure these athletes are prepared. They've been kind of expecting it all week. So we'll see if, we can just hold strong.
All right, let's go back down to AJ. She's got another guest.
That's right, guys. I'm back with Dr. Strasser, and if you're wondering what he was up to since the last time that we talked to him, he was judging the Dunk Contest Finals. So we want some inside info. We want to know what went into the scoring. What did you see out there in that competition?
First I want to give props to all the participants. I was absolutely blown away with the quality. Every year it gets better and better. I've been a spectator and finally get to step in this role as judge. It was a lot of fun. Amazing what these guys will do. The ingenuity as they play off the crowd and start to build it up. But what we're looking for is really clean processes, that they're getting out there, they're not hitting the rim, they're not hanging on the rim, and they're making sure that they get it through and feel really confident as they do it.
So how do you judge that when it's a situation like this where they couldn't put it down in the last few dunk-offs?
Yeah, we want to give them every opportunity to show their best and really come forward. And I got to give them hands out. Nobody took the easy win, right? They wanted to come out and really play well. So tough to say, but Tyler has shown such great ability to play off the crowd and do some amazing work. Always fun to see him. And Ben came out of nowhere this year, so fun to see a new guy show up. Want to give him as many opportunities as possible, but in the end, I think Tyler just had the edge.
There you go. He had that. And then moving forward, what would you say your advice would be to maybe competitors for next year on how to come in and really wow the judges?
Yeah, I think that if you're going to do something, play off the crowd, do something interesting, be creative. Never wrong with doing a solid dunk. You get two. So start with something you can be really consistent with, get something in the hoop, and then we can kind of take it from there and I'll see some creativity. And from my perspective, make sure you warm up, stretch those legs out. I don't know how these guys have springs in their calves and knees, but I'm always pretty impressed. But I just want to make sure they're recovering well. Kind of interesting sending them through the, I think it was four runoffs at the end. They'll probably be a little sore tomorrow.
That makes sense. Well, yeah, take care of your body. That's the ultimate message, and maybe you'll get some bonus points from this guy next year judging. Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks, AJ, for all your help here between games. The teams are out on the floor. You can see them. Big Juicy on the left of the screen. On the right, the 7-time champs, Hub Northwest. And we'll have the start of this semifinal game coming up in just a moment here on SWX.
This is an SWX Sports presentation. Live from Center Court in Riverfront Park, Hoopfest on SWX Nonstop Local Sports. Broadcast coverage presented by Jewelry Design Center starts right now.
This Hoopfest game on SWX is presented by Spokane Foot Clinic. Hoopfest action starts from the ground up. Spokane Foot Clinic provides care from routine treatments to complex surgical procedures, fully equipped to handle all of your foot and ankle needs, keeping you Hoopfest ready with expert care when you need it the most. Spokane Foot Clinic. With former Big Sky Conference Most Valuable Player Jamie Loetta, who played at Eastern Washington University, I'm Larry Weir. Away we go. The 7-time champs Hub Northwest on defense, and there is a 2-point shot put up by Scott Kellum, a big juicy, and it's rebounded by Dominic Oliveri, the Lewis and Clark product, and Oliveri scores the first point of the game.
Really great start for Big Juicy, just coming in with a high pace and getting that bucket off of a quick couple passes.
So here's Mike Hart, now to Parker Kelly. Looking inside for Lippman against Matthew Ellis. And it'll be Hub Northwest ball. They like to throw it to Lippman early and get a couple of early baskets if they can, and establish that tone inside. But Kelly, if he's left open, he will fire away from the 2-point line especially. This time Parker off the drive. Evens it up.
We've seen a lot of Parker Kelly just creating separation in his mid-range, and he's been pretty successful here this weekend.
Oliveri to bring it in out of Lewis and Clark. This is Scott Kellum, all Canada at the University of Victoria. Oliveri, another offensive rebound, rejected by Lippman inside. Little step back three. And Big Juicy now controlling the boards. We'll have a third opportunity here. And Kellum converts. Offensive rebounding is huge. It's very seldom you see Hub Northwest giving up second or even third shots. They did that time.
Totally. And if you can add that to your offensive game, ultimately you want to make that first initial shot, but being able to do those little things, the intangibles where you do hustle after rebounds is great for this offensive play here at 3-3.
And a turnover now for Hub Northwest. And so Big Juicy with this 2-1 lead. This is Matthew Ellis. Oliveri, another offensive rebound, and he sticks it in. I don't know that Hub Northwest has a rebound yet.
Oliveri is just fighting the battle in the post. He's taking control here in the first few minutes here, and that 2-point lead has been a huge result of just hustle plays.
Lippman inside is blocked by Oliveri. And he's feeling it. He wants to drive right in, and Hart retrieves the rebound there for Hub Northwest. Kelly for two. And another rebound for Oliveri. Kellum off the Oliveri screen. Makes it a 4-1 game.
I really like this momentum that Big Juicy has come out with here in this semis.
So a quick 3-point lead here. The champs will not panic in this situation. Axton is in. He'll fire from the 2-point line. And Big Juicy will get the ball back. A little bit of a rough start for the champs. This is Trent Monkman in the game. Finds Kellum in the lane. That's a tough shot. And Kelly with a rebound. Axton has a size advantage inside. Backs his man right into the basket. That's going to be hard to stop in that situation, and they're going to get Oliveri back in the game.
You see that Oliveri on the sideline there was getting on his toes a little bit. He's just, hey, we got to help the big man down low with that double team.
This is Monkman. Tough shot, and Axton tips the rebound to Hart. 4-2, Big Juicy with a lead. Axton now against Oliveri. This is a lot better size matchup for Big Juicy here. Kelly moving to his right. Can't get the two to fall. And another rebound for Big Juicy. Monkman misses the drive there, and here's Axton at the two-point line. He'll launch. Hart saves him going out. Axton tries again.
What a beautiful save by Hart. And you see teams that have played together for so long, they always know where each other's going to be at. And so on that follow, you just see that Axton circled around and Hart knew exactly where he was going to be.
That's why Mike Hart was the MVP one year without scoring a point. Here's Monkman for two to try to put him back on top. Can't do it. Axton tips the rebound out. Axton from deep. And again, Hart keeps the rebound alive. Here's Axton off the bounce. Hart for two. A rare shot and a rare two-pointer for Mike Hart, and it puts Hub Northwest up by two.
You talk about traditional plays. Driving kick to me is very traditional. It's simple, and that's what Hub can just continue to do here. They just got to play the simple game, you know.
Catch and shoot two for Kellum. And Kelly's able to throw it off Oliveri, I believe, and it'll be Hub ball. So great hustle again there. Another save by Hub Northwest, and that one thrown off one of the Big Juicy players, and Hub Northwest with the ball. Kelly has a little size advantage here. Can't get that one to fall, and Oliveri grabs the rebound. Here's Monkman on the drive. Can't control the dribble, and it'll go back to Hub Northwest. Five straight points for Hub Northwest. Hart with it. Axton has a size advantage on Monkman in the post. Now help from Oliveri, and the ball lost out of bounds. Hart kind of became a defender for his own man there, where he was kind of ran back in around Axton there.
That's one thing you don't want to do when you're making a cut towards the rim, is if your teammate has the ball, you're going to bring your defender with you right there.
So a foul there on Hub Northwest and Mark Axton. First foul of the game for either team. And again, on the foul rules, 7 fouls put you into the bonus for a 2-shot, and 10 team fouls. It's 1 shot and the ball. Monkman for 2. Hart with another rebound. Axton. We have seen Hub Northwest throughout the game. They don't mind running a very patient offense, keep the other team playing defense for a longer amount of time. Axton again with the advantage inside. Spins quickly to the baseline. Muscles one in. 4 points for Mark Axton. Puts the lead up to 3. 6 straight points now for Hub Northwest. There was a foul there. It's not an and one. They were not over the 7-foul limit. It's the first team foul on Big Juicy.
Hub Northwest is doing a great job of recognizing the mismatch down low and just taking full advantage of it.
Oliveri He's off to a hot start with 3 early points, and that snaps that 6-point run and brings Big Juicy within 2. He's had a very productive start to this game, Jamie.
Oh, yeah. If someone can at least bring that spark in the beginning of the game, just let it flow as much as you can, and he's definitely been that player for them, so they got to really lean on him.
Hub Northwest turnover as Ellis is able to bat it away, but then he slips and goes down, and Hub gets the ball back. Lippman down low. And that soft touch that he has down in the low post, all 4 Hub Northwest players have scored, and they lead by 3 again. Ellis will take a tough 2. Oliveri had the rebound but is fouled. That's the second foul on Hub Northwest. And Big Juicy will bring it in. Our other semifinal game coming up after this one will be Wrecking Ball against 8-10 in what should be an interesting game. Ball knocked away out of bounds. Big Juicy will bring it in. Ellis against Hart. Finds Kellum. Good rebound by Ellis. And he becomes the 3rd Big Juicy player to score, but again, second opportunity there.
Great hustle by Ellis there, just being very smart with that rebound. A slight touch over Hart there and got that finish.
Lippman sends it over to Axton. Parker Kelly with it now. Oliveri on him in the switch. They're going to isolate Kelly. Now he gets it inside Lippman against a much smaller man, but he can't get the shot to fall inside. A rare miss for Rob Lippman in there. Off the drive, Kellum to the rim. And Big Juicy now within 1. 3rd point for Kellum.
Great take right there by Big Juicy. Great on-ball screen, and then just coming off that ball screen, just super hard downhill.
And Kellum forces the turnover on Kelly. I think we're going to get an illegal screen here on Ellis.
He's kind of waiting for it. That previous screen looked kind of similar, but, you know, the refs are letting them play a little bit, and it's his outdoor ball.
So here's Axton to bring it in. Mike Hart had a quick rest. Now to Kelly, who will launch a 2. Parker Kelly's first 2, the 3rd for Hub Northwest in this game, and they lead by 3. If he gets hot, it's going to be tough for Big Juicy. Ellis backing in on Hart. Second basket for Matthew Ellis. And it's a 10-8 game. They have the size to match up here with Hub Northwest with Ellis and Oliveri on the floor. Hart looking for Kelly. There's another 2. That was a tough shot for Parker. Oliveri another rebound. Against Axton, Oliveri driving. And a foul on Axton there. That'll be the 3rd foul on Hub Northwest.
Very physical possession there between Oliveri and Axton. Although it resulted in a foul, it would have been cool to see it play out just a little bit, just how aggressive that play got.
Ellis looked at the 2. Now starts to back in on Hart. Finds Monkman for a layup that's good. Now everybody on both teams have scored, and Big Juicy within 1. These teams very familiar with one another, having played for the championship 3 years ago. Kelly launches another 2. He's got 5, and the lead back to 3 again for Hub Northwest.
I really like the offense that Hub Northwest is playing with right now. A lot of ball screens, forcing Big Juicy to switch and switch out on shooters.
And nice cut there by Monkman, and he got rewarded for that cut with a fine pass from Ellis. And the lead is back to 2. Hart off a double screen. Axton fakes the 3. Now fakes the 2, takes the 2, and the rebound is run down by Monkman. Now to Kellum. Lobs it for Ellis. Kellum to Ellis for the basket. It's a 1-point game.
The 2-man game is looking really good for Big Juicy right now, and I really like how Kellum, is coming off those screens and forcing a switch, ultimately finding the roll there.
Axton down low. Now fakes the 2, takes the 2, and makes the 2. Second 2 for Mark Axton. He has 6. 5 2s in the game for Hub Northwest, and the lead is at 3 again. They're saying wind? What wind? We can shoot just fine out here. Step back 2, Kellum. Offensive rebound, Monkman. Drives Hart. Hart blocks his shot. Axton gets the ball. Now Kelly. Axton from the trailer park. And that's going to be Hub Northwest ball. Good hustle there by both squads. And Big Juicy's going to take their time out here as Hub Northwest, they're starting to get into the danger zone a bit for Big Juicy. Hub Northwest at 14. And they've got the ball here for Big Juicy. They need to get a defensive stop and then get a basket when they get the ball back.
Totally, especially when, we're cutting close here to that second half of 10 points or 20 points, But yeah, both teams here are doing solid, just staying patient, finding the right shots, but limiting each other to one shot and having really good defensive stops is going to be important here.
Both teams talking it over right now. Again, after this, the other semifinal coming up. It's 8-10, and that's a team with a lot of guys that played at Seattle Pacific University in recent years, taking on Wrecking Ball, who we saw just a little bit ago with 4 players from 4 different Canadian universities, and the defending runner-up from last year. So Hub Northwest will bring it in here. They can really take a toehold on this game if they can get a basket here. Axton has a mismatch here in the size again, backing it in. Axton scores. 7 points for Mark Axton, and that's been the problem for Big Juicy when they haven't had both bigs in the game. That causes a mismatch, and Hub's been able to take advantage of that.
Definitely, and that's just a good read on Hub Northwest and just acknowledging that matchup.
Monkman is fouled on his way in his shot there by Parker Kelly, and so he'll go to the line to shoot one shot. And now all 4 Big Juicy players have 3 points each. It's a 3-point Hub Northwest lead. They have made 5 2s in this game. Big Juicy is yet to make a 2. Axton. Inside for Hart. Now he's got the mismatch against the smaller Kellum. But he comes out away from the post, throws it to Axton, who also has a mismatch as they've got Oliveri guarding. They're going to call an offensive foul. I always hate those when the official behind the play makes the call because he's got the defender in between he and the defender there, or between he and the offensive player there. The 2 outside officials who have better looks at it, in my opinion, don't make the call, and it comes from under the basket. Here's Kellum. He'll take the 2. A collision going after the rebound, and Big Juicy gets it back, and Monkman misses the layup try, and Oliveri can't get the tip in, and finally it's Hart. Still a 3-point Hub Northwest lead. Axton now to Hart. The officials are letting this game get very, very physical right now. There's players grabbing and pushing all over the place. They're going to have to do something, I think, to get this under control a little bit. Axton starting to come in, out to Kelly. Kelly will launch the 2. And Monkman the rebound.
Physicality will speed up players, especially when they have the ball, and then that frustration off the ball, it's, you know, it'll change the momentum of a game for sure.
Monkman back to the rim. Makes it a 15-13 game. And now Ellis returns, so they'll have 2 bigs back on the floor again. So here's Axton. Gets it over to Kelly. Kelly has his shot blocked by Ellis. Matthew Ellis will drive Lippman. And it's down to a 1-point game. 2 straight baskets by Big Juicy. They've got a sizable rooting section here.
Ellis just subbed back in, trying to kind of get the mismatches evened up again, and he just brought that spark that Big Juicy needed.
And Oliveri is going to be called for a foul, but I don't think that's where the foul occurred. I think he fouled him before Axton got the ball, not when he had the ball on the ground. Officials have a tough job, especially here in this outdoor game.
For sure, they got to decide whether or not, you know, they're going to let some little things go or become a little more strict here.
Hart drives to the goal but can't get the shot to fall. Monkman against Axton. Ellis for 2 in the lead. And Hart goes up to retrieve the rebound. Parker Kelly guarding a switch by Ellis. Now to Hart. He has a size mismatch here if he wants to try to use it. Feeds it back for Axton. Right back to Hart again.
You see that Hub is trying to find some action, but they're a little slow in the action, you know?
They're being very patient.
Very patient.
Axton banks in the 2 on a Sunday. The bank open downtown. 9 points for Mark Axton. And again, it's back to a 3-point lead again. Ellis inside. He has 5. Big Juicy keeping in contact, down by 2.
Ellis had a really great cut. When you cut to the rim, you got to cut in front of your defender. And that's what you got to do as a defender, is not allow the offensive player cut in front of you. And that's exactly what happened.
Axton, 2 again. Got it.
Great response for Axton. He said, I got cut on. Okay, let me prove that real quick.
The old man up to 11 points now in this one, and it's game point basically here, 19-15. As Big Juicy has the ball. Kellum, will they try to answer with a 2 here? That would be their preference, I'm sure. Can't get the shot off. Hard all over him. Kellum will try again. Now with Axton on him in a switch. Step back 2. And Hart with the rebound. And now Big Juicy can, or rather Hub Northwest can move into the title game here. Lippman against Oliveri. And what do we have? Foul on the ground on Big Juicy. That's just their 4th foul. So it'll be out of bounds here for Hub. So Hub Northwest will bring it in. And so Big Juicy with just 4 fouls. They can foul again a couple of more times as long as it's not in an act of shooting. If they need to. And there's a steal by Ellis. Off balance, tough 2. And Hart retrieves the rebound. And I don't know that that's necessarily the foul that you want to take with a couple of fouls to give.
I think they needed a stop just to kind of catch their breath and regroup there.
So Kelly is in, Lippman is out for Hub Northwest. This is game point here. Axton. Being guarded by Kellum, gets it inside for Hart, out to Kelly for the win.
Kelly got a little quiet there, but that was a great shot in the game. That's somebody you want to get the ball to, and no matter, how long it's been since he's given them a bucket, it's, still a good guy to get the ball to.
So the 7-time champs advance into the title game to try to make it 8 straight years, and they did it, Jamie, on the back of 2-point shots. They made 8 2-pointers in this game compared to just 4 1-pointers.
2s are bigger than 1s.
Absolutely.
They'll get you there faster.
In outdoor basketball, in indoor basketball, it's 3 points for a 3-point shot and 2 points for a field goal. But in the outdoor game, it's 2 and 1, so you get double those 2s or double those points when you're outside the line, and that's what it was for Hub Northwest in this one. As you see the game winner, Hart to Kelly, and the 7-time defending champs will try to make it 8 in a row as they survive their semifinals as they defeat Big Juicy here this afternoon. Who will they play in the championship game? Will it be the team they played last year, Wrecking Ball, or will it be the newcomers who have not played for a championship yet? 8-10, a team with Zach Paulson, Shaw Anderson, and Harry Cavell, who all played at Seattle Pacific, and they are joined by Bobby Moorhead, who played at the University of Montana. They take on last year's runners-up in Wrecking Ball with Ethan Bogue, Jacob Neufeld, Lucas Street, and Izzy Hellman. That is next up. We know one of the teams in the 6-foot and over elite championship game will be Hub Northwest. Who is the other? We're about to find out here in just a little bit. It will be very interesting to see who ends up meeting the defending champs once again. Every hour during our Hoop Fest coverage, you have a chance to win. This hour, we have a $250 gift card presented by Jewelry Design Center, which began selling jewelry here in Riverfront Park back 50-plus years ago in Expo 74. Jewelry Design Center. We want to be your jeweler for life. What you need to do right now is scan the QC code on the screen for your chance to win from Jewelry Design Center. Hub Northwest moves into the championship game. Who will they play? 8-10 or Wrecking Ball? We'll find out after this break here on SWX.
This is an SWX Sports presentation. Live from Center Court in Riverfront Park, Hoop Fest on SWX Nonstop Local Sports. Broadcast coverage presented by Jewelry Design Center starts right now.
Welcome back to Center Court here at Hoopfest. This Hoopfest contest on SWX is presented by P1FCU. Are you looking for a free checking account? P1FCU's Ascend Checking is a free checking account that can earn you dividends. Get yours today at P1FCU. 8-10, they are the team in the dark jerseys. Big Juicy, their jerseys are just exactly like what we saw a little bit ago with the Big Juicy jerseys. So Wrecking Ball taking on 8-10 here in this contest. And the ball goes out of bounds, and that will stay with 8-10, who have Zach Paulson, Shaw Anderson, and Harry Cavell in the lineup here. The former Seattle Pacific players. This is Paulson. And a two-point try put up and in by SPU Shaw Anderson. So now the first try for Wrecking Ball here. Bogue, we've seen him with that fadeaway, and again he makes it. That's an almost impossible shot to block, Jamie, and he scored another fadeaway.
If 8-10 was at the previous game that we had here, we would see that Ethan Bogue loves that turnaround jumper, high finish, high release point. It's definitely going to be something to watch out for.
Izzy Hellman gets it to Bogue. Now to Street. Lucas Street up top, guarded by Paulson. And a jump ball will be called here. And that means Wrecking Ball will get it on the alternating possession.
Paulson was hoping for that steal there, but got bailed out just a little bit.
And it's a Wrecking Ball with the possession here. Hellman. Out it comes to Street. There's a two-point shot scored by Street. And Wrecking Ball takes their first lead. Shaw Anderson down low, gets it to Cavell, and Cavell has reached in on and fouled. And this will be a one-shot foul coming up for Harry Cavell. One of the three players who played at Seattle Pacific. Free throw is good. I believe these guys played for Grant Leap when they were at Seattle Pacific. Leap, a former assistant at Eastern Washington, now an assistant at Seattle U. Neufeld out to Street. Cavell right up on him. Open two for Hellman. And Cavell the rebound. Out to Bobby Moorhead, who played at University of Montana. Long trip, double is good. Two-point shot for Bobby Moorhead, who played at Bellarmine Prep in Tacoma before going to Montana, and he launches that NBA range too.
Right behind the take-back line. He was like, I got it. Deep shot.
8-10 on top now. Hellman against the taller Moorhead, who blocks his shot. Another long two. Again, Bobby Moorhead. Moorhead has played here at Hoopfest for a while on some varying teams, but he's got a good one to be on right now, and his back-to-back twos gives 8-10 a 4-point lead.
Talk about the hot hand.
Off the bench, Neufeld. Shot blocked, but a foul is called. Paulson blocked his shot, but is called for the foul, and so now Neufeld will go to the line to shoot one here. And the free throw is no good.
Larry, what would you say free throws are looking like this weekend?
Well, we've had a little bit of a breeze, so free throws are a little bit more challenging, I would say, in the wind, but I've maybe, 55, 60% made.
I'm sure teams were hoping to shoot a little bit better from the free throw line, but They're going in for you.
2-point shot is scored. And that was Shaw Anderson. His second. That's the fourth made two for 8-10. They're up to a 9-3 lead. There's a block by Moorhead, who has the height and the length, and Moorhead tries again. He's on fire. Bobby Moorhead.
What did we say in the last game? Twos are worth more than one.
They are, yes, and it's an 11-3 game. That's 4 straight twos for 8-10. And Moorhead, that might have been the closest one that he's taken, and that's 4 or 5 feet beyond the line.
Same spot too. Same vicinity.
All out beyond the blue line, and so the Montana product, 5 twos in the game for 8-10 versus just 1-1 so far, and they've got an 11-3 lead in this one as they have started out fast.
Totally.
And so now Wrecking Ball, they need to take their timeout right here. So they have no timeouts remaining, but they have to do something to try to stop the bleeding at this point.
Definitely. You can see that 8-10 was ready to come back out. They were ready to keep this momentum going. Little scoring run.
So Bogue will bring it in. And this is Lucas Street. And he's able to get the ball downhill and get the basket. He has 3 of the 4 for Wrecking Ball, but they've got to defend better. Here's Cavell with a drive. Can't get that one to fall as Bogue got the rebound, but then threw away the outlet pass. Here's Cavell down low. Moorhead again. Wow.
See that Street there was a little concerned with the help down low, but when you have somebody who's at 4 or 5 twos in a row, you cannot leave him.
5 twos as a team, 4 of them from Moorhead now consecutively for their baskets. And it's a 9-point 8-10 lead. Bogue inside. Blocked by Paulson. Street can't get the ball to fall. Bogue the rebound, and a foul is called. Paulson will be called for this foul. And so Bogue will go to the free throw line here.
Little chirp at our referee right here in front of us.
Yeah, they wanted a double dribble call. Bogue can't get the free throw to fall. So it's still a 9-point 8-10 lead, and they have the ball. Here's Moorhead. I would not allow him to shoot a 2. So he shoots a 1 and scores it. Bobby Moorhead up to 9 points.
When you are on fire, that ball's going in. No matter what, that ball's going in.
There's times when you're just feeling it, and I'm sure that's Moorhead's situation right now. Looks like he's shooting it into the ocean. Shot not good. Run down, though, by Paulson. Moorhead again. That's surprising with the way he is, with the way he started this game. And 8-10 with a good defense here. Zach Paulson. A little fadeaway. Scores. Tough shot.
8-10 is allowing their defense to fuel their offense here. It was a great steal. Get to take back line and continue the momentum downhill. It's just they're letting their defense fuel themselves right now.
Bogue bangs into Cavell and gets the basket. Second basket for Ethan Bogue. As you see, a
little bit of contact there.
Just a little bit. Here's Moorhead to Cavell in the lane. And he is able to muscle it in, and now Cavell comes up limping. And that's not something you want to see at this point in time in the competition. He's going to check out of the game. And he's going to walk it off. He needs to keep that moving, I would think. But the lead back at 11 again at 16-5. Here's a 2-pointer for Hellman. And Moorhead retrieves the carom. Zach Paulson. Shaw Anderson now against Hellman. We'll go to the line here.
You saw that Anderson took his time in his setup. He felt Hellman kind of shove a little bit on that left side where he spun back right. That was just a good post play for Anderson.
Anderson hits the free throw. He has 5 points now in this game. 17-5 in favor of 8-10. Now, if you're Wrecking Ball, you just got to, it's all going to start on defense here for him, but you've also got to get some baskets to fall. Hellman for two. And Moorhead grabs the rebound. Paulson right to the rim. And 8-10's lead grows to 18-5. They're making short work of Wrecking Ball so far in this one. Hellman for two. Second two-pointer made by Wrecking Ball in this game makes it 18-7. Now they've got to defend the two-point line here. You can't give up a two.
Most definitely.
Moorhead for the win. Couple inches short. Here's Street to step back two. Moorhead again with the rebound. Here's Paulson to Shaw Anderson. Anderson able to split the defense, missed the layup, but he gets the second one back. So they were defending the two-point line. That allowed Anderson the easy one. He missed, but he was able still to lay it in.
Caught that little fake handoff play where you bring two people together, and then that little slip with the fake handoff. It's tough to guard.
Game point here. Zach Paulson scores it. And that's the win for 8-10. That was fast as they took last year's defending runners-up and chewed them up in this one. And it was all their two-point shooting there. Moorhead with 4-2, Shaw Anderson with a couple, and 8-10 will take on the seven-time defending champions, looking to become a new Hoopfest champion coming up a little bit later on. So we'll take a timeout, come back, and wrap things up here. 8-10 the winner, an easy 20-7 win over Wrecking Ball. This is Hoopfest coverage here on SWX. Welcome back here. Nice overhead shot of center court inside the pavilion at Riverfront Park with Jamie Loetta, Larry Weir. 8-10, a 20-7 win over Wrecking Ball. Your thoughts?
8-10 just had an incredible offensive game there where they're making outside shots, forcing Wrecking Ball to play that one-on-one defense inside the paint, and you kind of get shot in the foot when you help and then they kick out for the three, and 8-10 just capitalize on those moments too. So 8-10 just had a really good overall offense and forced Wrecking Ball to be on their toes the entire time.
So 8-10 making 6 two-point shots in that game. They will be the latest challenger to seven-time defending champ Hub Northwest, who made 8 twos in their game. And so that should be an interesting game. That's coming up in a little while. Up next, though, we've got the 6 foot and under championship game. It'll be Millwood taking on B-Ball for Life, the defending champions, and that's a rematch from last year. So for Jamie Loetta, I'm Larry Weir. Stand by. Austin Getz and Dennis Patchen will have the last two games, both championship games, coming up as our Hoop Fest coverage continues here on SWX.
Every hour during our Hoop Fest coverage, you have a chance to win. This hour is a $250 gift card presented by Jewelry Design Center, which began selling jewelry here in Riverfront Park at Expo 74. We want to be your jeweler for life. Scan the QC code on the screen for your chance to win. Warm-ups are underway for the 6 foot and under Elite Bracket Championship. We'll get to that when we return here to Center Court under the Pavilion, live on SWX. There you get a top-down look at the center court action. Only 2 games remaining in Hoopfest 2026, and the first of those 2 is the 6 foot and under Elite Bracket Championship. And there are your reigning champs, B-Ball for Life, back here on center court facing the team they beat in the championship game last year, Millwood. Austin Getz, Dennis Patchen joining you on the broadcast. Dennis, when you have teams with history like this, the only question is, how chippy is it going to get?
Well, we have seen both of these teams earlier here at center court, and they've both been able to get off to a quick start. And I think that's going to be important in this game. You don't want to fall behind early and have to do some things that you don't want to do, especially for Millwood. They've lost a championship game twice in the last 2 years by a combined 3 points. They don't want to get behind early. That's the important thing. B-Ball for Life is a champion. They won it last year. Dominic McClendon has multiple championships with other teams. Markeith Brown also as well. So this is a very experienced team on winning a championship game. We'll see how the first few minutes. Let's see what happens the first team to 7, see how this game is being played. But I think the start is way more important for Millwood than it is for B-Ball for Life, considering the situations that both teams are in.
Let's bring you your AccuWeather forecast. Again, we are still playing outside, and the sport court is still down. We have stayed dry despite the wind, despite the overcast conditions. And if we can get these last 2 games in after what the weather report looked like this week without having any kind of rain delay or stoppage or having to pull up the court to play on the concrete here at center court, that is going to be something. You see the teams going over the coin toss right now and talking through the rules. We will take a break, and we will come back, set the table, and get you into our first of 2 remaining championship games. It's B-Ball for Life. Will the reigning champs go back-to-back, or will Midwood exercise the demons? We will find out when we return to Center Court Live here on SWX.
This is an SWX Sports presentation. Live from Center Court in Riverfront Park, Hoopfest on SWX Nonstop Local Sports. Broadcast coverage presented by Jewelry Design Center starts right now.
This Hoopfest game on SWX is presented by Spokane Foot Clinic. Hoopfest action starts from the ground up. Spokane Foot Clinic provides care from routine treatments to complex surgical procedures, fully equipped to handle all your foot and ankle needs, keeping you Hoopfest ready with expert care when you need it most. All the games that lead up to this, it is the 6 foot and under Elite Bracket Championship under the pavilion here. Spokane Hoopfest 2026 with just a couple of games remaining to crown champions. Austin Getz and Dennis Patchen joining you alongside our entire SWX broadcast crew. We'll also hear from AJ Howell a little bit later on. Dennis, we talked about it just a moment ago. Reigning champs versus the reigning runner-up. A rematch of last year's championship game. Strap in. Who knows what we're going to see. I can guarantee you, though, it's going to be a good one.
Well, if we get anything close to last year's game, it was a one-point game, 20-19, the championship. That's all you can ask for if you're just sitting down and watching this game. If you're a Millwood fan, you're hoping the third time is the charm. And if you're B-Ball for your life, you're looking for the harder thing to do than winning a championship is repeating as champion.
Absolutely. Everyone wants to come for the crown. This is B-Ball for life. They are in the blue uniforms to start off. Should say for the whole game. I hope there's not a mid-game uniform change. Millwood is in the gray color uniforms. A drive, and that shot won't quite go. A rebound pulled down by Joshua Thomas. So Millwood gets a stop on their first defensive possession. Thomas, quick turnaround jumper, won't go. Gets his own board and puts it back up and in with some bully ball.
Well, you know what he did? He did a really smart thing. As he was going up for the rebound, he pushes as he comes out. You see him there as he's coming back down. He knew he had the ball. He leaned into the defender, cleared out the spot. That's really a smart play.
Inside. That's Dominique McClendon using the body, turning, going up, and scoring.
McClendon is a guy that we've seen here over the years. He loves to post up, and he is so hard, he is so strong to knock off his spot.
You got to be careful. You can't always send help with the shooters on the arc. So 1-1, away we go in our 6 foot and under championship. Finger roll won't quite go. Pulled down by Markeith Brown Jr. to take it out. And a tie up here. That'll be a jump ball, and that will be Millwood basketball, I believe, since B-Ball for Life started on offense. Yes, it will.
It's Brandon Davis, a West Valley High School player. I've actually known him since he was born. His dad worked at the TV station I did as he goes to the glass that time, and then worked for Hoopfest. His dad was in charge of center court, setting all the courts up, so a little Hoopfest in that family blood.
And we have an absolutely packed house here under the pavilion. Again, our last 2 championship games. This is the 6 and under. The 6 and over will come up next. That shot off the mark, loose in the corner. Alfie Miller chases it down and saves it. And Millwood with a 2-1 lead and now have numbers if they hurry. Now it's B-Ball for Life able to get back into the defensive set. Miller up to Thomas. Joshua Thomas drives, goes up strong and gets the basket and the foul.
Not afraid of contact. His dad played football at Louisville. His brother's on the Eastern Eagle team. This is a guy who is big, strong, and can finish through contact.
And again, the foul won't lead to an and one because that's just the first team foul by B-Ball for Life. As now we have a foul committed by Millwood. Made basket on an and one does not result in a free throw until we get to 7 team fouls. No personal fouls, can't foul out.
How about Michael Hannon playing in a hat and sunglasses here, huh?
Went for
the coolest dude on the court right now.
Went for the 2. Davis lost his footing there. Again, we'll keep an eye on that sport court. It can get a little bit slick. Miller for 2. Alfie Miller checks in from downtown.
We saw, I think it was yesterday, Millwood got off to a slow start in the game, and Miller shot him back into the game. So he can knock that down on a regular basis.
A 5-1 run. Now for the folks at home and also the folks here under the pavilion, what's different about the championship game is we will have media timeouts. So there will be stoppages, and of course the teams have their 1 timeouts to use. We'll see if B-Ball for Life will allow this run to get any deeper. On the inside, McClendon trying to back down Thomas. Underneath the basket, blocked by Thomas, gets the ball back. And McClendon now tries it off the right shoulder. Instead kicks it out, Davis tips it out, and Millwood fired up, bringing the intensity on defense, DP.
Well, we talked about the start before in the pregame show. Millwood, it was important to start this game fast, and they have done that at 5-1, considering they have been beaten in the championship game the last 2 years.
Markeith Brown Jr. with the basketball in his hands right now. Comes off of a screen, drives down, loses his footing, puts it up, and Davis is going to let this go out of bounds. It'll go back up top for Millwood.
Brown's quick. He's got good quickness, and he's given Millwood some problems there, but he has not been able to finish at the window.
Everett Community College alum. Now here back on offense is Millwood trying to improve on this 5-1 start. Thomas falling away, shot won't go, fights for the rebound. McClendon wins the battle. They got to clear it out, take it to the blue line. Hannon does that. Looking for room. Looks like a double screen set up there. Hannon steps back into the 2, won't go. And Davis again lost that foot a little bit. Hannon, steps through, goes off glass, won't go, gets his own board, kicks it out. McClendon lines up the 2. And that won't go either. Davis chases down the board.
B-Ball for Life having a tough time getting a shot to fall.
Davis drives, goes up, won't go. Hannon clears space and grabs the rebound. Now here's Markeith Brown Jr. for two, off the mark. Thomas will grab it before going out of bounds.
Got to remember, these teams have played a lot of basketball. You got to worry about the stamina, and the legs are the first thing to go, so you got to get a little bit more on your jump shots.
This is the last one of the day. Leave it all out there. McClendon called for the foul that time, and this will send Brandon Davis to the free throw line since the shot was not made. Davis with overseas experience and plenty of experience here in his hometown.
Well, I think he won a couple of Hoop Fests when he was a kid.
Lefty's free throw is good.
He's like Parker Kelly, who we'll see in the championship game, grew up playing at Hoop Fest.
A different game. Basketball has all different ways to get experience, Hoop Fest included. 6-1 lead for Millwood. B-ball for life, trying to shake off the slow start. Hannon had it poked out as he went to the rim and then couldn't recover. Missed right under the basket. Davis.
Got himself too far underneath.
Alfie Miller pull up two. Tipped around. Hannon fighting for the rebound. It'll be a foul committed by Millwood. So back up top. B-ball for life.
Always important to keep your eye on the fouls.
Markeith Brown Jr. pull up two, won't go. Miller comes away with the rebound. The clear out quickly to Davis.
7 fouls get you free throws. That's a big turn of events.
From the clearance line off the mark, tipped around Hannon. Good rebound. Now McClendon collects his time, takes a shot off the mark. Miller grabs the board. Miller thought about the two perhaps, instead gets it off. Davis drives middle. Davis offhand layup is good. 7-1 start for Millwood.
Quickness here, Austin, to the window, and then he got the inside hand. A lot of times you won't do that, but what you'll do is you'll lay it up to keep your body protected.
And the timeout taken by B-ball for life, talking things over. 7-1 start, still a ways to go. You can race a 6-point lead quickly if you can heat up on offense. And they're getting some looks, Dennis, but you got to give credit to Millwood for playing that tough D. At some point, B-ball for life is just saying in that huddle, hey, we just got to make the shots we have that are open.
B-ball for life has had some looks. They just give Millwood a credit for most of the shots. The contested shots have been tough to hit, but you know, you got to knock down some shots. You're not going to win this game if you can't score. That sounds like a stupid thing to say, but look what Millwood has been doing. They have been making sure that they get to the window and they knock down some open shots, and B-ball for life has not been able to do that.
So it is an early timeout for B-ball for life, but remember, we will have a timeout when the team reaches 8 points and another timeout when a team reaches 16 points.
Which is an interesting time. You use the media timeout at 7. That was, they must decide we got to do something here.
Right now, they get it over to Markeith Brown. He's cut off, finds Hannon, gets it right back. You see Davis trying to close out. McClendon tries the two, knocks it down.
It's a big basket for them. They were in search of something. And, even a single point basket would have been big, but that's a huge basket for them right now.
Davis over to Miller. Alfie Miller falling away in the paint. That one won't go. Thomas tried for the offensive rebound, but it is B-ball for life who comes down with it. Also out there for the first time in this game is Maurice Thomas. Markeith Brown Jr. drives and scores, and now 3 quick points by B-ball for life has it back to a 3-point game.
This is the quickness I talked about earlier. His first step is wicked.
Davis looking inside. Drives, floater, won't go, and a foul. I believe this went against Millwood. It did. That is their third. So back up top where Maurice Thomas in for B-ball for life will take over. Again, a rematch of the championship game last year. These teams know each other very well.
See if they can use the quickness of Brown against Thomas, and they decide not to.
Inside, McClendon gets it right back to Thomas. Spins in the lane, goes up. That one won't quite go, but what an offensive board and a putback for Dominique McClendon.
That's 4 straight points, Austin, and all of a sudden this 7-1 game is a one-possession game.
So we were saying maybe it was a bit early to call the timeout. It seemed to be exactly the right time to use it.
That's why we're sitting up here in the broadcast booth and they're on the floor.
Won't see us down there on the sport court unless it's the dunk contest. Oh, that's a tough basket by Joshua Thomas, and that will bring us to that media timeout we're talking about. 8-5 Millwood lead here in the 6 foot and under Elite Bracket Championship on SWX. Welcome back here under the pavilion, our 6 foot and under Elite Championship. Austin Getz, Dennis Patchen joining you on the broadcast, and we send it over to the third member of our broadcast team, AJ Howell. AJ.
Hey guys, I just had my head in the huddle with B-Ball for Life. I kind of planned to go over there for the media timeout because I figured, the team that's behind, we want to hear what they're going to try to do to lessen that lead. But they've obviously just been on a run. So it was a little different conversation that they were having, talking about staying committed to their game plan. They're just fine. They said, make sure not to give up twos. It's the one emphasis. And they said, hey, listen, 20 is a long way away. We're okay. Guys?
Absolutely, AJ. Yeah, we're not even halfway there yet. Feels like we've already played 2 or 3 quarters of this game. Good idea there. Just pass a little bit too hot to handle for Markeith Brown Jr. It'll go back up top to Millwood. Again, this was a 7-1 lead for Millwood. They did just hit the basket that sent us to the media timeout, but not before a quick 4-0 run, which in Hoopfest, 1s and 2s scoring is quite big. Thomas has been the man to go to anytime the offense gets stagnant, Dennis, and he's got another bucket right there.
He's just so big and strong when he goes to the basket. Even if you bump him hard, he can still finish through that.
Houston Eagle checking in with 4 points. You see him trying to front McClendon there. They're trying to avoid Dominique getting that ball down low because he has a lot to deal with when he's got position. And this will be a foul called on Millwood, and that will be number 4. Again, keep an eye on the foul count. All of a sudden, 7 can sneak up on you.
I know it's a cool day, but the other thing that B-Ball for Life is doing, they're all in long pants.
Ooh, step back. That would have been pretty.
Yeah. Thomas has got, leggings, but everybody else got longer pants on.
Now Alfie Miller checking in. His first bucket inside the arc. 10-5 Millwood, who seems to have recovered after the 4-point outburst from B-Ball for Life. Here's Thomas. Thomas was just waiting.
Looked like 5-year-olds playing basketball. Everybody around the ball there.
Thomas being selective. Gets this into McClendon at the elbow extended. Gets it right back. Again, no shot clock, so you can take your time. Set up the best looks you can get. Miller on Thomas. 1-on-1. They clear it out for him. Spins, goes up, and scores it. Welcome to the score sheet, Maurice Thomas.
Spun away from his dominant hand that time. You're over-guarding the dominant hand, and he got a free look and knocked it down.
So back to a 2-possession game. 10-6 the lead for Millwood. Here's Miller. That's a 2. Won't go off the back iron. Chases down his own miss. Kicks it back out to Davis from the clearance line. Won't go either. You see the foul on the inside. And it'll go against Millwood, and that is number 5. They called it on Joshua Thomas going for the offensive rebound.
Yeah, he just grabbed the defender with 2 hands and pushed him out of the way. That was an easy call by our officials. And dangerous now. Millwood's got 5 fouls, 2 more, and we're shooting free throws.
Thomas from 2. That one won't quite go. Davis the rebound. 10-6 here. That is deep from Alfie Miller Off the mark, Davis, second chance, that won't go. Third chance, Thomas, 5 points already, Dennis, and that one maybe bigger than all the rest as he just had to go up and tip that one.
Well, you know, B-Ball for Life working hard, denying 2 shots, and you give up a third. Those are backbreakers mentally for a team.
McClendon off a couple of screens. And we got another foul committed by Millwood, which is number 6. They are out of fouls to give early in this game, just past the halfway mark, 11-6.
It's going to change the complexion of the game because if you're B-Ball for Life, you don't have to settle for necessarily the 2 now. You just put it on the deck and drive hard.
Markeith Brown Jr. That one won't go, off the back of the iron. Thomas, nice move, drives, oohs and ahs from the crowd, give him 6 points already.
Oh, man. How about that? The big guy's got some ball movement skills.
Just
wow.
What I was about to say. We've talked about how strong he is, how much work he's been doing down below the basket. That time he got out in space and made a highlight. Pull up, that's a 2, off the mark.
Well, nice box up by Kevin Cameron, who's checked into the game. He was not going to allow Brown to get that ball.
Cameron in for the first time, taking the place of Alfie Miller. Spin, Thomas goes up, right hand won't go. Nice rebound there by Maurice Thomas.
Force that shot.
You always think of a heat check from way out deep. Sometimes you get a guy who's been doing so much work on the block. Feels like if he gets down there, it's a bucket no matter what. And that's a big basket right there to stop the run by Markeith Brown Jr.
Some baskets are so important when somebody's making a run. If you can just get a basket and kind of pause their momentum for even a moment and make them make another shot.
Cameron off the bench. Not quite on the mark that time. Off the side of the iron. And B-Ball for Life comes away with the rebound. The defending champs trailing by 5 here in a rematch of last year's championship game. Brown with Cameron defending. Side step 2 won't go. Thomas the rebound and the clear out.
Good look. He just couldn't knock it down.
Thomas to the free throw line. Crosses over a few times. Tries to head in on McClendon. And we got a foul committed by B-Ball for Life. That is their 3rd. Goes back up top. Davis underneath. Tough basket for Brandon Davis.
We have seen him light it up from 2-point land, but today he's taking the ball inside and using the glass to lay it up and in.
This is exactly what you want from a championship game, DP. It feels like every possession the game hinges on, no matter who's on offense. 2 for McClendon. Won't go. Thomas the rebound.
It's a big possession here, Austin. A 6-point lead here.
Chance to make it a 4-possession game. Cutting Cameron underneath, lost the ball as Michael Hannon is checked back on for B-Ball for Life. Davis.
There's no need to panic. There's no shot clock. So
right.
if you don't have it, just move it back out and start over again.
No shot clock, no game clock. Take your time. Davis. Couldn't get that tough shot to go, and Hannon skies for the rebound. Kick out. Brown Jr. No. Second chance won't go either. And a smart tip out by Kevin Cameron to get it out to Joshua Thomas to clear.
Yeah, worst case scenario, that was going to go in the hands of somebody else on the other team.
A 2. Ooh, halfway down but out. And Cameron just crashing the boards right now. Started this game on the bench, has come in and provided a real spark. 2-pointer from Davis won't go. Thomas the rebound, and then a foul. Probably a smart foul there by Hannon to avoid the easy basket.
That's a good play by him. That was an easy layup right there. And you only have, now you have 4 fouls. I mean, you can give that up. Make them earn that basket. Make them earn that point.
Alfie Miller retakes his spot out there for Millwood. Maurice Thomas also back out there for B-Ball for Life. Miller off the bench, quickly trying a 2. That one won't go. Hannon chases it down. A 13-7 lead for Millwood. Trying to get revenge for last year's 6 foot and under championship. McClendon just sat on the rim, a cruel roll. It won't go. Miller finds Davis on the wing. Davis and Hannon one-on-one. Paints clear. He drives inside. Goes up with the left hand. Can't quite score it. Hannon the quick kick out. McClendon thought about the two. Might still be thinking about it. Miller guarding him all the way out there at the top of the arc. He has to give it off to Hannon. Hannon calls for a screen. Inside, kicks it out. Maurice Thomas over there. Against Joshua Thomas. Maurice to a cutting McClendon. Good two-man action. And then a good recovery as that ball bounced out for a minute, and Thomas had just enough time, Joshua I should say, to tip it out of bounds, and B-Ball for Life will have to reset.
Really good defensive possession that time by Millwood. There was a couple of chances for B-Ball for Life to get a shot, and they recovered nicely.
Went that time to try and tip it to the corner. McClendon chases it down and knocks it down for two. His second two-point field goal.
Been having trouble getting shots to fall inside, so he steps outside and knocks it down. That's a big basket for B-Ball for Life. They needed a hoop right there.
Down by 4 now. Millwood back on offense. Kevin Cameron back out there for his team. Alfie Miller trying to answer from 2. Can't quite do it, out of bounds, and goes back up top for B-Ball for Life. And again, if you say everything's a big possession, is everything really a big possession? But this one feels massive. Inside McClendon. Backing down his defender. Double team comes. Great cut. Off ball action there by Maurice Thomas for 2. And it's back to a two possession game still, but a 3-point lead.
Yeah, Cameron did a nice job to double team the ball, but he forgot where his guy was when he waited to make the double team, and he back cut him and laid it up. Nice pass. Good eye contact from B-Ball for Life.
Yeah, smart cut there by Thomas, and for McClendon to know exactly where he was going. Brandon Davis back out there. Tries to find a cutting Thomas. Tipped out of bounds. Will go back up top for Millwood.
Jabbi Hanna to get his hand in there. Couldn't get his whole body in there. Got his hand in there, knocked it away. Davis, long 2. Nope.
Won't quite go, but an offensive board. Second chance basket for Joshua Thomas.
Not only has he been good offensively, he's been good defensively, too.
Markeith Brown Jr. drives, gets a free run to the basket, and won't miss from there.
If you lane out to guard people on the 2-point line and you get a backdoor cut like that, there's nobody there to help.
So the lead remains at 3 for the moment. 14-11 Millwood, our 6-foot and under elite championship. Joshua Thomas on the arc. Going against Michael Hannon, loses his footing, keeps the basketball, shovels it back to Brandon Davis, who drives middle and scores it. Sometimes it's just the way the basketball bounces. We've saw that work out for B-Ball for Life, and now we've seen it work out for Millwood.
Usually it rewards the teams that don't quit on the basketball, and that time Millwood didn't quit when it was loose.
Deep 2 from Brown Jr. Won't quite go. Chased down his own shot, but couldn't corral the rebound. And so Millwood back on offense here, leading 15-11 as they are 5 points away from that elusive championship. Alfie Miller spinning on Hannon, driving down the middle. Miller puts it up, won't go. Hannon recovers.
Well, he had time to set himself. He just couldn't. He didn't take the time.
Tried to go behind the back, out of bounds. And they will say it's B-Ball for Life's possession up top.
Got hit off a leg. Trying to behind the back pass, hit off somebody's leg. Officials say that belongs to B-Ball for Life.
Maurice Thomas is going to head to the bench for B-Ball for Life. Hannon, free throw line, just inside it, tries the floater and knocks it down for his first point. If you can keep this lead around the 3 or 4 point mark and just hang around for the game, sometimes those final 5, final 3 points to get to 20 are the hardest to get.
Every time B-Ball for Life has scored, Millwood has answered.
Davis dribbles it out, comes off a screen, had a little bit of space, and now it's Davis on McClendon. Drives middle, stripped, Thomas there, reverse! And that will bring us to our second media timeout as Millwood leads it 16-12 in this championship game on the final day of Hoopfest 2026. 16-12 in our 6 foot and under elite championship. It is the reigning champs, B-Ball for life, with the basketball here, but down on the scoreboard. In the final few possessions of this game, step back. Oh, that's a good-looking shot by Markeith Brown Jr.
The crossover got Davis back on his heels, and he hit it, and that's a huge basket.
While it's now a 2-point game, we send it down to A.J. Howell. A.J.
Guys, I got to listen into Millwood's huddle this time, and the big message was no fouls, no twos. That was repeated a couple times there, and obviously that checks out with where they stand in this 2-point lead right now. B-Ball for Life was saying it comes down to the nitty-gritty, guys. This is what we've worked for, guys.
Jay Howell, thank you very much. Shot off the mark by Brandon Davis, then he slips and falls down. Again, just because it's not raining yet doesn't mean that sport court can't be a little bit slick. You saw that time the legs give out underneath Brandon Davis. And a 2-point lead, and Davis comes away with a huge steal. He'll drive middle. Doesn't fall that time as he knocks down the layup, and Millwood is 3 points away.
That was a huge 10 seconds for Brandon Davis. The steal off the handoff here, and he attacks. Let's go.
Little flare out to Brown, and Davis the block.
And Brandon Davis has come to play here since the timeout.
Again, Millwood has wanted this championship. They have been so close. They came in second last year. They need to get 3 more points, and a smart play by Alfie Miller. He had nowhere to go. And Millwood is going to use their timeout. So no more media timeouts and no more team timeouts, Dennis. These two teams are just going to play until we find a winner.
Well, here's the interesting thing. Millwood is in command. They've got a 3-point lead, and they've got the basketball. But up on that board is 6 fouls, okay? One more foul on Millwood. That's free throws. Automatic 1 free throw no matter where you're fouled. And if you make a basket and are fouled, then it can be a 2-point play. Then the other thing is, if you get to 10 fouls, it's 1 free throw and you get the ball back. So, I mean, they have to be very careful. They have to be aggressive in playing defense, but they have to be very careful. The good news for them is they still have a 3-point lead, so they can, don't give up the 2 and then be careful not to commit a foul, especially away from the basket.
B-Ball for Life, meanwhile, has 4 fouls, so expect them, as Millwood gets closer to that 20-point mark, to not give up any kind of free run to the basket. Even if you have to tackle a guy, sometimes you'll do anything to prevent the easy bucket. So it's Millwood back on offense. They cannot end the game on this possession, but they can get themselves a point or 2 closer to that title.
Well, this is the continuation of the series with the block by Davis. He has the steal, the basket, the block here.
Could be a potential 3 or 4 point swing.
Yeah, this is a huge possession for Millwood.
Spin. Thomas can't get that one to fall loose, and Markeith Brown Jr. clears it out. A 3-point game. Last year's champ looking to come from behind. Hannon back to Brown Jr. Alfie Miller out there guarding Markeith Brown Jr. The pull-up 2 is good!
Man!
A 1-point game, 17-16.
Watch Brown. If you see his face at the end of the shot, he looks right at Miller. Right there, like, yeah, take that.
Here's Brandon Davis back to Alfie Miller. Thought about the answer, instead is going to set things back up. Joshua Thomas driving inside, and they will whistle him for the offensive foul.
That is 17 fouls.
But
they
I believe
no,
the
it's
rule,
the ruling is it's an offensive foul.
Does not lead to free throws, but now B-Ball for Life will be in the bonus on any kind of defensive foul from Millwood. And we're just double checking on the check-in situation here. So how massive is this possession for B-Ball for Life? They could tie or take the lead. You know what Markeith Brown Jr. is thinking?
He's thinking, I want to hit the shot to take the lead here. Got him in again on Miller.
Gets by him. We're tied. 17 all under the pavilion.
It's the first tie since 0-0. Millwood has led the entire way.
It started with a 7-1 run. And B-Ball for Life has just hung around, and they have now evened the score. Alfie Miller for 2. Off the back of the rim, loose ball, Hannon, and we've got a travel. And that'll be a turnover.
Yeah, a lot of contact there. They decided it was the travel as everybody was banging for the basketball. I think that's the right call. I really do.
I do as well. So Millwood ball.
Austin, they don't need a 2 here. They've taken their last few shots have been 2s. Just get a basket. Get the lead back.
Brandon Davis inside to the free throw line. Cutting. Goes for the wraparound pass. It's tipped out of bounds. We'll stay with Millwood up top.
Now, I say that, but if you're open for a 2 wide open, you got to take that shot. But they really just need something towards the basket and something to get them back in front.
Joshua Thomas, 8 points in this game. Working on Dominique McClendon. Great hands by McClendon for the steal. And now B-ball for life looking for the lead. Brown crossing over. B-ball for life in front.
This is an interesting decision by Millwood. What kind of shot do you want to take here now that you're down 1 and a 1 possession for B-ball for life with 2 wins then the game?
Davis thought about it.
Been a long time since they hit a 2.
Davis to Thomas, driving inside, goes up, scores it, and we're back to even at 18. But B-ball for life can win it on this possession with a 2.
2-pointer wins it for either team now. Well, I think everybody just moved to the edge of their seats here.
You and I are on the edge of ours.
I'm about ready to stand up.
Markeith Brown Jr., Alfie Miller's not giving him an inch of room out there on the arc. Markeith Brown Jr. behind the back. Lost the ball, gets it back. Drives baseline, goes up, scores. They're 1 point away. And now if you're Millwood, do you sell out for the 2?
I think you have to because you have 7 fouls. Any foul will give them a free throw to win. I think you really have to take a 2.
10 points for Markeith Brown Jr. after that last make. A 2 wins it. A 1 makes it really interesting. Joshua Thomas.
He's hit a 2 in this game.
Looking for help. Davis for the championship.
Oh,
got it!
He
got it! Brandon Davis wins it for Millwood.
Oh my goodness, they have been trying for 3 years. Twice they had to go home by losing by a point. Not tonight, not today. Wow.
Look at the smile on his face and look at the respect, DP. No disrespect to any of the other teams we've seen today or even ones we didn't in the 6 foot and under elite bracket, but this is the matchup that this bracket deserved. This is the matchup this crowd wanted, and it is crowning a rightful champion as we take another look at Brandon Davis stamping his name into the Hoopfest record books.
I mean, B-ball for life had a hand in his face.
That was outstanding. And you gotta feel great. We're standing by. And now we will send it onto the court where Hoopfest Executive Director Riley Stockton is here to crown our champions.
Let's give another big round of applause for the 6 foot and under finals. And a big round of applause for our second place team today, B-ball for life. And your champions, Millwood. First from Millwood, we have Joshua Thomas. Alfie Miller. Kevin Cameron. And our MVP of the 6 foot and under finals, Brandon Davis. Let's give one more big round of applause for both teams.
Again, what an unbelievable championship. So much goes into organizing this tournament, and that man Riley Stockton will tell you all you want at the end is exciting basketball here under the pavilion at center court. And Dennis, what a finish that was.
Brandon Davis at 10 after he won a Hoopfest championship. I said, that's pretty cool, kid. And he said, I want to win the big one. I want to win the Open Division. I want to win a championship on center court. Well, it took a while. It took 3 tries. But he and his team have finally done it. What a day for this team who had lost twice. You don't understand
to the team they just beat.
Correct. You can't understand the angst of losing, and they exercise every demon. Amazing.
And how about it after the start where they were up 7-1, the lead disappears. They trailed late in this game. They do come back, and they get the championship. And now we will send it down to A.J. Howell, who has our MVP standing by.
That's right, Brandon. We saw you run to the crowd the second that went through the net yelling. How much does this mean to you?
I can't even explain it. We've been so close for a long time. This is the 3rd championship in a row, and it hasn't gone our way in this kind of way. And the feeling of that going in the hoop was just insane. But Josh just was an absolute animal the whole time. Wouldn't have been there without any of us. It was amazing. I'm just so happy. Yeah.
What does it say about this group that you were able to hang tough in that as B-Ball for Life, was able to climb back from you guys' significant lead?
We're grinders. Like, just how we play. We're just tough and physical. And so it's just finding a way and just continuing to just believe. Even if it looks bad, even if it looks like they're gonna take it from us, just focus on one next play and trying to win.
You mentioned that you guys have been here before several times. Obviously, last year was the exact same matchup. How much did revenge kind of fuel this?
I mean, those guys are such a good team. Like, I've known them for 10, 15 years of just playing against them, and they get us sometimes, we get them sometimes, and just fortunate enough that it bounced our way this one.
Congrats on the win. Thank you.
So much.
Guys.
AJ, thank you so much. Brandon Davis, Hoopfest champion. All right, well, the 6 foot and under game was a thriller for the championship. The 6 foot and over game coming up next. But as we go to break, we let you know that every hour during our Hoopfest coverage, you have a chance to win. This hour is a $250 gift card presented by Jewelry Design Center, which began selling jewelry here in Riverfront Park at Expo 74. We want to be your jeweler for life. Scan the QC code on your screen for a chance to win. All right, the warm-ups are underway in the 6 foot and over Elite Championship. As we head to break, we'll tell you about it and set the table when we come back.
This is an SWX Sports presentation. Live from Center Court in Riverfront Park, Hoopfest on SWX Nonstop Local Sports. Broadcast coverage presented by Jewelry Design Center starts right now.
Presenting sponsor of Hoopfest on SWX is Jewelry Design Center, which began selling jewelry here at Riverfront Park at Expo 74. We want to be your jeweler for life. One final game under the pavilion. It is the 6-foot and over Elite Bracket Championship featuring Hub Northwest and 8-10. Austin Getz, Dennis Patchen, AJ Howell, and our entire SWX broadcast crew. Glad to be here. And after what we saw in the 6-foot and under game, this one's going to be hard to live up to that. But Rob Lippman checking in with a basket there for Hub Northwest. Dennis, we've talked about this team for almost a decade now. Hub Northwest, the 7-time 6-foot and over champion. Does 8-10 have something that no team has done over the last 7 years? And that is have enough in the tank to beat them in the final game.
Well, we're going to know in about 20 minutes here.
That'll be a foul on the inside. You see, Hub Northwest, thankfully we've seen them enough. We can scout them a little bit. Usually when they have a size advantage, they try to get Rob involved early, as Mark Axton will start this game on the bench. Here's Mike Hart, the Gonzaga Bulldog, inside, where Lippman is trying to back down his defender. 8-10 again. I don't ever want to call it David versus Goliath. These teams are evenly matched as you get to the championship, but there's just no stopping big number 4 if he gets down on that block.
You know, when in the semifinal game, he was having a tough time getting those shots to fall. Not this time. He might have got away with it on his first basket. Could have been a held ball or a travel, but they didn't call it. But it's 2-0 here early.
So here we go. Zach Paulson of 8-10 had it for a moment. Now it's over to Harry Cavell. Kicks it out.
And 3 of these guys from 8-10, Austin played at Seattle Pacific University, a D2 school.
Kick out. 2 on the way. Mike Hart closes out. And it leads to a 1-point basket, though, for Shaw Anderson. A 2-1 lead for Hub Northwest.
And if you're wondering what 8-10 means, it's actually the address of the 3 Seattle Pacific guys on this team, Paulson, Anderson, and Cavell. That was their address where they were living in Seattle.
Inside Lippman. Again, you see the plan for Northwest, but you got to be careful about Mike Hart. The kick out. Parker Kelly, 2-point specialist, off the mark that time, gets a second bite at the apple and won't miss many 2 in a row.
You can't give him 2 looks like that. Oh, man.
Just an unfortunate bounce if you're 8-10. You close out, you get a good contest, but then the ball comes back to him like he's using one of those shooting machines in the gym.
Long shots, long rebounds. How many times you heard a coach say that?
Cavell. Oh, man. What a finish. That was silky smooth.
That's against one of the best defenders at Hoopfest. My goodness.
Hub back on offense, leading 4-2. Flair. Kelly gets his defender in the air, drives. Won't go. Rebound Lippman. Double team comes, but good job by 8-10 to poke the ball out, or they were going to have a wide open shooter on the arc.
Speaking of shooters, this guy's got his hands on the basketball. Moorhead, you better figure out where he's going.
Look out. Slam for Harry Cavell. And it's down to a 1-point lead.
Dunking did not used to be allowed at Hoopfest until about, 7 or 8 years ago.
Dunking still might not be legal if Larry Wendell had anything to say about it. Look over there at the Hoopfest Hall of Famer.
He doesn't care about that. He only cares if you hang on the rim.
That was a perfect dunk in Larry's eyes. He didn't get on the rim. Just quick up and down. Lippman inside Moorhead. Savvy play, as he wasn't going to let Lippman just bully his way inside. Kicks it off, drive down the middle, floater, and we're all tied. I keep mixing up Anderson and Cavell. It's Cavell with the basket.
Yeah, and Mike Hart was coming, and he stopped his momentum and hit the floater. That was a smart play by him.
Again, just because you get past Mike Hart doesn't mean that he won't come down and block your shot. Mark Axton has checked in for the first time. Gives this one off to his Eastern Eagle teammate, Parker Kelly. Can't get that one to go, but an offensive board by guess who? Mike Hart. And now contact there, no call. Inside and underneath for the kick out. Here's Moorhead for 2 in the lead. Won't go. Hart the board.
Remember, these teams not only won their bracket, they won a semifinal game and now in a championship game. So they're already Hoopfest champions. They're trying to become tournament champions. You just wonder how much is left in the tank.
Kelly. And now everyone's losing their footing out there, and they'll call Parker for the travel. And you wonder if it's starting to get pretty slick out there, DP.
That's really the first. I mean, we've seen a slip here or there, and that happens on sport court, but that was two guys in the same spot.
Well, you are seeing some of the raindrops accumulate on the concrete on the outside of the sport court. Now you have another player hit the deck, and that is Zach Paulson, who comes up and knocks down the 2 for a 6-4 lead for 8-10.
You're going to have to be very careful here if you're out on the court.
Everybody's wiping off the shoes. Axton inside, Rob Lippman. Guarded by Moorhead, who blocked his shot earlier, is able to get this one up and down.
He's got 3 of their 5 points. And you saw everybody, both offensively and defensively, in the last possession, a little more gingerly.
You got to keep the footing. 2 for Moorhead. Ooh, almost had that one. Then it goes out of bounds off of Mark Axton's hand, so it goes back up top for 8-10.
He was reaching for the ball, tried to pull it back, and it just hit the fingertip and went out of bounds.
Moorhead, another 2. Won't go. Axton the rebound.
But Moorhead was just knocking stuff down in the early game, in the semifinal game.
Axton for 2. Go ahead, DP.
I'm just checking what Moorhead had. He had 9 points in that game and 4 3-pointers. He's not been able to replicate that, at least early on.
The 2 from Axton puts Hub Northwest back in front, 7-6. Floater won't go. Lippman tips it out to Mike Hart for the clearance. Remember, we will have a media timeout at 8 points. So if Hub Northwest scores here, it'll send us into a break. Both teams still with their timeouts. Axton, that's deep. Halfway down. Oh, what a tip by Hart. And it leads to a foul that will lead to a free throw. Mike Hart didn't even come down with that basketball, just essentially volleyball. 2-hand spiked it back over to Lippman.
Everybody thought he was just going to tip it back up, and he dropped it into Rob Lippman.
So second team foul on 8-10. And the free throw on the way won't go. And that is something we saw earlier, struggles from the free throw line for Hub Northwest, usually a pretty reliable free throw shooting team. The wind, if the rain has started, the wind has mostly died down here at center court. Kick out. 2 for the lead. Will go. And it's Harry Cavell again. 5 early points. His team leads 8-7 in the 6-foot and over elite championship game here under the pavilion, live on SWX. Welcome back. There you see Hoopfest Executive Director Riley Stockton. What you didn't see is in the commercial break, he discussed with the referees and with both teams, and you have to imagine it's about the surface right now with those few raindrops causing some folks to slip early on. Not sure if the rain is still actively coming down. Let's actually toss it down to A.J. Howell, who has more. A.J.
Situation. A few raindrops. We've seen some guys slip, but what is the situation, Riley, on kind of how to manage this?
Yeah, so the court is a little bit slick. The hard part is it takes about an hour to get the court up. So we talked to both teams. They want to continue. I don't think anybody wants to wait for an hour. So we're going to take periodic shoe drying breaks on the concrete next to it, and we're going to hope this game gets done fairly soon.
So we're rooting for offense no matter who the team is.
We love offense right now.
Thank you, Riley. Guys.
AJ, thank you. 9-7, 8-10 the lead after Zach Paulson scored that layup. Now, this is different than a couple years ago, Dennis. You'll remember the day that it just absolutely, the heavens opened up and it poured. There was no question that you couldn't play through this. But if it's a couple raindrops and both teams are aware of it, know that, hey, we'll take a couple breaks to make sure we can get dried off a little bit, that's a lot different as there's a foul from behind. That will be number 4 on 8-10, and it'll put Mark Axton at the free throw line.
Well, there's concrete around the sport court, and you can kind of check it. And we saw when the drops were coming, it looks like whatever rain there was, and it was very little, has stopped.
Axton knocks down the free throw there, but we're about the halfway mark of this game, and 8-10 leads. Go ahead.
8-10's got 4 fouls, so they got to be careful right now. We'll see if that makes Hub be a little more aggressive on driving, trying to draw those extra fouls.
Here is Bobby Moorhead for 8-10. His team up by 1. And the drive on the inside. Paulson back-to-back buckets for his team.
I'm giving up 2 easy buckets that time.
So 10-8 or 8-10, depending on how you read the scoreboard.
Correct.
For 8-10. They'd rather it be 10-8.
10-8 for 8-10.
Here's Parker Kelly just inside the arc. Steps back, steps into a 2. Not sure if that was tipped. Referee says no, that's an air ball, so it'll go back up top for 8-10. Halfway home, looking to do something that hasn't been done in 7 years, and that is upset Hub Northwest in the championship game. Over the top. Cavell inside. Can't score it. Hart recovers the rebound. Takes a moment there to chatter the feet to dry the shoes off as well. Axton, offensive foul on Hub Northwest. That will be the first foul against them, and it leads to a turnover.
Well, remember, we didn't have this tournament in 20 and 21. So they've only won 4 in a row since COVID. So you got to go back to 2017 was the last time that these guys didn't win this.
Moorhead over the top, and a finish at the rim for Harry Cavell. He has been busy early. 6 of his teams now 11 points, which have them up by 3 against Hub Northwest.
Rain has completely slowed down this Hub offense. They're a little tentative right now.
Axton at the free throw line, backing down his defender. Kicks it out. Parker Kelly for 2. Off the mark, gets it back, lines up another, and goes. Second time we've seen him get a long rebound. And if you're 8-10, you just have to be saying, you're kidding me.
Right.
We get this guy to miss a shot, and he gets a second look right away.
It's like the basketball gods threw him another pass, and he said, all right, whack.
Still a 1-point lead for 8-10 in front here. Coming off the screen is Paulson. Off another one and goes over now to Shaw Anderson. Anderson against Axton, a couple of steps back to the 2, won't go. And the offensive board saved in bounds there. Great hustle by 8-10. And a foul called against Hub Northwest, their second, as they trail 11-10 here. 8-10 will take back over on the top of the circle.
Hats off to the people that are still here watching this game. This is the last game. There are no more games out on the court. They're cleaning up the streets.
This is the final game of Hoopfest 2026, this outstanding 2-day weekend, and its 36th year here in the Lilac City. Cavell guarded by Hart. Steps almost into a shot. Now there you see a little bit of a slip, but Zach Paulson was able to keep the dribble going. Back to the basket against Hart. Picks his dribble up, kicks it out. That's a 2, won't go. Hart the rebound. Kicks it out, Kelly. A 2 would give him the lead. Instead, Parker drives, goes off glass, can't get it to fall. And a good rebound there by Cavell, because he's doing something tough, which is keeping Mike Hart off the offensive glass. We've seen how much second chance points can affect a game so far. As Parker Kelly commits the foul, it'll put Zach Paulson on the line, and that'll be number 3 on Hub Northwest. Paulson's free throw is good.
This is an interesting game, Austin. You just right now, you're just not sure who's going to control this game here. Right now, I mean, Hub is a little bit tentative on offense, but A10 has not hit anything lately except for maybe uncontested shots.
Here's Mike Hart. Over to Mark Axton. Axton, sidestep, 2. Off the mark, Bobby Moorhead back in the game for A10 with the rebound.
Good defense by Cavill that time on Axton. Didn't give him an open look.
Crossover. Moorhead gives it off, gets it back. You got Paulson over there as the sub on the bench doing a little coaching. Spin, fall away jumper from Anderson as Hart gets it and calls for a timeout. So Hub Northwest will take a timeout here. Down 12-10, trying to continue their reign.
It's a good time.
Hoopfest champions.
It's a good timeout simply because you're going to get another one at 14. So you take a break here and talk about what you're trying to do. Neither team has had much offensive since the immediate timeout.
Yeah, the game has slowed down. Once again, Hoopfest Executive Director Riley Stockton walking across the court, checking things out. You got that Hub huddle over there. Guys who played a lot of basketball together, including here at this location under the pavilion on the elite center court.
2 Eastern Eagles on that team, Mark Axton and Parker Kelly, but did not play at the same time. Both guys did go to the NCAA tournament in different trips. Then you got Mike Hart, the former Gonzaga Bulldog, who made 4 trips to the NCAA tournament, and Robert Lippman, who was a really good player at Northwest Nazarene.
Zach Paulson getting the fans fired up over there. 8-10 again. 8 points is a long way to go, but they are in front. And we're going to toss it down to A.J. Howell for more on that timeout by Hub Northwest. A.J.
Let me guys tell you something about how Hub Northwest communicates. Maybe I'm not hearing something. It's not a lot of talking. It might be telepathic. I'm not sure. These guys have played together for so long. The sentences are short and few, and mostly they're about communicating on screens. That's my takeaway. These guys, they know each other. They know how to play together.
And that includes Mark Axton, who is a broadcaster. Moorhead, that would have been massive. So Axton can be a man of few words, but a man of many as well.
Maybe they were just old and tired, needed to take a break.
Lippman on the inside. Again, had such a huge impact on this game early, and now will be fouled, which is the 5th on 8-10, so 1 more to give before you get to the penalty.
That was a mistake. They had him doubled and didn't really need to push him there. Make him distribute the basketball and fouled him instead.
12-10, 8-10 in front. Hub could tie with a 2. Axton has that on his mind as he lines it up off the front of the iron. Kelly thought he might race out for a second chance, too. We've seen 2 of those already. Loses the ball, and Paulson comes away with the steal. It is whisper quiet on all these possessions. These fans, I'm guessing a lot of them know what Hub has in terms of a streak, but Bobby Moorhead says, I got 2 on the board.
If you're Hub, you don't want to see that, because he has been struggling to shoot the basketball here. A wide open on a, just a throw it out, clear out, and my goodness, Hub needs a basket.
Axton. Oh, that's huge.
Oh, man. It's like he heard what I was saying. Whack.
And now you go back to how big was the 2 from Moorhead the possession before, because now 8-10 still holding on to a 2-point lead as we inch closer to crowning our final champion out of bounds. This will go to Hub Northwest up top.
That was a good play not to throw that ball back in, and almost like then it's
you're playing a man
3
down.
on 2, yeah. It's almost a fast break situation.
Kelly, a 2 from him would tie it.
Oh,
there we go.
My. Those are 2 deep contested 2-point shots And Parker Kelly answers. Wow.
Oh, it's going to be an absolute war to find the next 6 points for these two teams. 14 all in this final championship game. Zach Paulson comes away from the double, goes all the way back out to the clearance line. Comes off a screen, drives, reverse, and the foul committed by Parker Kelly will send Zach Paulson to the line. And Hub Northwest now creeping up there on the foul count. That's number 4.
I think that's a good foul there. You just don't want to give up contested layups with 6 points left in this game.
So Paulson's free throw is good.
Man, he hasn't even hit the rim in any of his free throw chances.
Feels like a quiet, quote-unquote, 6 points just because they've been so spread out. But Zach Paulson more than doing his share, as 8-10 is 5 points away. Hub Northwest could tie or take the lead on this possession. And it feels like, oh, that could have been a big opportunity. We've seen that a lot from Mike Hart over the years, that behind-the-back pass to Parker Kelly moving away. It's great when it works. It's a turnover when it doesn't.
Well, and he was wide open, too. He was going to have a wide-open look at that, a two-point shot.
Paulson dribbles it out. Driving on Mark Axton. Looks in the middle. Parker Kelly there for the steal. Again, Hub Northwest with the ball here, down 1. The 7-time champs. And we will have a media timeout at 16, whoever gets there first. Axton, guarded by Anderson. Parker Kelly now. He's got 3 twos in this game, and they close out quickly to avoid it. That's tipped out of bounds. Great defense. Bobby Moorhead probably had to tip that out of bounds, DP, or Axton was going to have a look.
Yeah, he was going to have a chance to get one off there. Good job by Moorhead on the switch that time to get out there and deny Kelly from turning the corner.
Here's Mike Hart. Hart over the top to Kelly. Saves it before it goes out of bounds. Axton, step back for the lead. Off the front of the iron. And a rebound for 8-10. Paulson trying to drive on Kelly. Turns him away. Over to Anderson. Anderson drives inside. Goes up and can't get the basket to go, but will go to the line as the 5th foul committed by Hub Northwest.
We just see Mark Axton on the possession before clear him out with his shoulder. That's what Hoopfest is. This was a nice drive to the basket on the switch.
Free throw coming up here for Anderson. Bends at the knees and knocks down the freebie, which brings us to our second media timeout. 8-10, 4 points away, leading by 2. We'll take a break and return here under the pavilion on SWX.
Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Got it? Okay.
Welcome back. This was in the break. Drying off the floor underneath the basket is, again, a bit of a sprinkle. Has stopped and started a few different times during this 6' and over championship game. We'll keep an eye on that. But right now, Hub Northwest with the basketball down 16-14. Again, a race to 20 as 8-10 is trying to beat the multiple-time champions. Parker Kelly, this to tie. It's good. His 4th two-pointer, 16-16.
I was about to say, Austin, they needed a basket. Didn't necessarily need a 2, but that's a big basket now. And the chess match just tightens up a little bit here. What do? Do you shoot a 2? Do you shoot a 1?
Drive down the middle. Paulson's going to slam it.
Okay, that answers that question.
17-16. Dennis Patch and AJ Howell, Austin Getz, and our entire SWX broadcast crew bringing you to the conclusion of Hoopfest 2026 with our 6-foot and over elite championship game. Hub Northwest with the ball, down 1. Seems like they've really been going for the 2s. Instead, Kelly drives, blocked by Moorhead, tipped away, and 8-10 has the ball. Moorhead driving inside, scoring!
That's as good a possession offense to defense to offense as we've seen at Hoopfest here. That was huge. Defense on 1, and then seconds later, a driving basket.
18-16. When 8-10 gets the ball back, they could win it with 1 possession, but first Hub down 4. The champs on the ropes.
Look at how they're guarding that 2-point line. Now Axton will back it down.
Axton continuing to back down, waiting for the double. Here's Hart. Moorhead all over him. Kelly for the tie. He's got another!
He was going left to right. He wasn't set. He was off balance, and he knocks it down.
18 all. Our first championship was great. This one has been great too. A 2 wins it for 8-10 for the win. Off the mark, and now a 2 can win it for Hub.
Moorhead screaming for a foul. He said he was pushed by Hart.
Kelly, Hart.
No, I almost think, Austin, at this point in time, you have to take the 2 because the other team, you don't want to give anybody any more possessions.
Here's Axton. Now Kelly, he's got 10 all on 2s. For 8 in a row, he got it! Oh my goodness, Parker Kelly, the legacy continues!
I don't believe what I saw on the last 2 shots. And he just held up 8 fingers to the crowd.
And Parker Kelly is not one to pound his chest or talk to the crowd. You saw how much that streak meant right there. Wow!
2 off-balance 2s to tie the game at 18, and then the game winner. Look how off-balance he is here.
Oh, my goodness.
His dad was one of the great shooters ever at Washington State.
Look at Rob Lippman.
Yeah. His dad never made a shot like that. That's unbelievable.
That is so good. And we're going to go ahead and send it down to center court where Hoopfest Executive Director Riley Stockton has the 8-time champs.
Let's give a big round of applause for both teams today. Our second place team in the 6 and over finals, 8-10. And our champions for the 8th straight time, Hub Northwest. First up, we got Mike Hart, Rob Lippman, Mark Axton, and the obvious MVP, Parker Kelly. Let's give one more big round of applause for both teams.
Watch these last 2 shots by Kelly. Do not watch them if you're teaching people how to shoot a 3, because he was off balance on that one, and the second one was even more ridiculous, Austin.
Dennis, they were down 18-16, and a personal 4-0 run from Kelly not only tied the game, but won it. This is an unreal dynasty of those 4 men. We're going to take a break and come back and talk to the champs in just a minute here on SWX. It's 8 in a row for Hub Northwest. We send it down to the MVP and our MVP, AJ Howell. AJ.
Thanks, guys. Parker, what was going through your mind those last 2 buckets that you got to win this?
Well, I mean, A10 did such a great job of making it tough on us. I mean, they were shooting so well and getting a lot of layups. So every shot just it had to go in. So I think that locks in your full focus, and a couple of them were tough shots for sure. But I think it's just a dialed in focus of that we have to have this point or else the game's over.
Tough shot might be an understatement. And then we don't see a ton of emotion from you out there when you're on the court, but we saw that in this win. Obviously, the streak means a lot to you. Can you put that into words?
Yeah, I think that the emotion kind of just came out at a very natural point, and I think every team is coming after us, which we appreciate, and so but we'd like to respond to the challenge, and I think that teams were thinking that this year was going to be their year, but I think that we got obviously got one more year on them, and maybe next year.
That's what I was going to ask. Maybe. What are your thoughts? What can we expect for next year?
Yeah, as long as we're all healthy, we'll be here for sure. So.
There you go. You heard it. You know who to prep for if you're in this bracket. Congrats, Parker. Guys.
That is every team in the 6 and over division just going, oh, no, they're back for another year.
Here's the ironic thing today here, and Parker Kelly told me this when I knew him, he was at Gonzaga Prep before he went to the NCAA tournament. And I said, or actually when they were going to the NCAA tournament Easter, I said, "You're going to the NCAA tournament? How big is that?" He goes, "It's big." But as a kid, I didn't dream of going to the NCAA tournament. I dreamed of winning center court at Hoopfest because he had won that. And you saw today in Brandon Davis hitting a 2-point shot to win it for him, something he's wanted to do since he was 10 years old, and something Parker Kelly has wanted to do since forever. And now he has to be the all-time king of Hoopfest.
I really was just about
with
to
all
say
of his
that.
with all of his championships as a kid, and now 8 straight in the Open division, something we may not ever see again. How ironic is it? 2 Spokane kids who grew up around this tournament hit the game-winning shots for each of their team to win it.
We're going to take one last break and come back with some final thoughts as we try to digest 2 or 3 really awesome days that we are so glad to have back, and there's nobody better to do that than Dennis Patchen. We're back next here on SWX with some final thoughts. Every hour during our Hoopfest coverage, you have a chance to win. This hour is a $250 gift card presented by Jewelry Design Center, which began selling jewelry here in Riverfront Park at Expo 74. We want to be your jeweler for life, so scan that QC code on the screen for your chance to win. 36 years of Hoopfest are now complete as the champions of 8 straight 6-foot and over elite brackets, Hub Northwest, celebrate. Austin Getz, Dennis Patchen, and our SWX broadcast crew here with you to bring you to the end of the road here. And Dennis, you and I were just talking about this is always one of the strangest parts of the night. This is a years-long process. Riley Stockton and his team will take a couple of weeks, maybe even a month, to kind of just digest what happened in 2026, and it's already on to 2027. So when you think about all that work that goes into it, once games start on Saturday morning, it's really a 36, 40-hour process, and you're done.
They will take everything down in less than 48 hours. The setup on Friday night, the games at 8 o'clock on Saturday till about 6, 5 o'clock. And then by the time this game is over, most of the courts have been, the tapes are gone, the hoops are on the sidewalks, and they're loading them up with trucks. It is remarkable what this thing has done since that first year when, there was a handful of teams on a handful of courts playing a handful of games to now it's one of the most unbelievable sights. And if you've walked it, if you've been out on the streets and seen all the people and seen all the players and seen everybody just having a community good time, it's as good a weekend as there is anywhere, any place, anytime.
I texted Hoopfest Executive Director Riley Stockton yesterday asking if he had a final count on numbers of teams and courts, and you talked about it started with just a handful. How about 4,670 teams across 376 courts? It is truly something that is reserved for cities much larger than Spokane, and certainly for teams of organizers much larger than what Hoopfest has. Hoopfest really only has a handful of full-time employees, which leads us to thanking all the volunteers who help make it happen. These are folks who come out who are not paid. And here at Center Court, we certainly do see some volunteers, but you're talking about court monitors. You're talking about voluntary score keepers, the people that work in the Hoopfest team store, and everything it takes to put on this unbelievable event that keeps getting bigger and bigger. And, oh, yeah, don't forget, 6 years ago, a massive hole was blown in the side of this ship, and it's come back, it's recovered, and it's better than ever, DP.
It is truly an amazing event, and we talk about, everything that happens and why it happens, but it doesn't go off without the volunteers. And we see it on Bloomsday, we see it on Hoopfest, we see it on other events. People just want to be part of this event. And the great thing about it is not everybody wants to play a basketball game. They don't, but they want to be part of the event. And to do that, if you can't play or if you don't want to play, then you set yourself up and you become a volunteer. And the volunteers are why Hoopfest is so successful. And you got people, Austin, who have volunteered this year that have driving home, maybe for the first time, maybe for the 36th time, saying, I can't wait till next year.
Absolutely. It's something that's amazing. We can't wait for next year. We're going to take a bit of a break first. Hey, don't forget, coming up right after this, we're going to go to a commercial break, and after that commercial break is the Spokane Youth Sports Awards. Hope you tune in for that for some more unbelievable stories featuring some familiar faces that we see at Hoopfest as well. But before we get out of here, I want to take a moment to thank all of our broadcasters. You talk about the volunteers it takes to put on the tournament. It takes a lot of help from the folks here at SWX as well. So I want to thank Steve Michaelbust, Larry Weir, Dennis Patchen, of course. You talk about our analysts, Helen Higgs, Jamie Luetta, who was making her debut this year, Dan Dickow, who surprisingly made his analyst debut this year as well. Larry Weir, if you know him, he was not going to miss a Hoopfest no matter the circumstances. We are glad that he's certainly back. And, of course, all the folks you see waving to our cameras right now, we could not put on what we are able to put on here at SWX without them. The hard work, the late nights, the setup, the teardown that's going to start as soon as you and I stop yapping, DP.
Well, they're
it
screaming
really
at
is.
you in the truck to
Exactly.
shut up, Austin. We want to get out of
but
here.
But just, one final thought as we, put a bow on Hoopfest 2026.
It's, it's such an event, and it's considering where it started and where it is now, it is amazing that people still look forward to this event and can't wait for another Hoopfest. And if we get games like we just showed you in the last two championship games, let's play next weekend, right?
Yeah, exactly. Congratulations to all our champions, whether you're here at Center Court winning a trophy or you're out on the streets just winning a T-shirt. It's truly unbelievable, and we can't, of course, do it without you, the players. That is going to do it for our broadcast coverage of Hoopfest 2026 here on SWX. For my broadcast partner, Dennis Patchen and AJ Howell, and our entire SWX broadcast team, whether they're here working this last game or they put in their work earlier this weekend, I'm Austin Getz saying thank you so much for joining us. It's the greatest weekend on planet Earth, and we are so glad to bring it to you every single year. Enjoy the Spokane Youth Sports Awards, which are coming up next, and we'll see you next time here on SWX.